Next time, 4K Esports was having Avon, Golden, Anaconda, Karam, Rose, and Master from their side. 4ish Elite, last but not least, we'll have Taboot, Sasuke, Shalan, Hatal, as well as Nomi. But coming up to the match schedule, we move on to the match number 1. Today is going to be the same day, it's the same loop, it's going to continue. 3 ERANGEL. Sorry, my bad. It's going to be a different schedule as we get to see 3 Miramars and 2 ERANGEL in today's day, in which Group ABCD will face the first match on the map of Miramar, while the second will be in the map of ERANGEL. Third will be in the map of Miramar, where Group ABDE will be competing. Group A will have consecutive 4 matches in a row, while other teams will get a 1 match break in between one another. So that's going to be a deciding factor, but eventually Group A will finish up those matches on a very early note. This is going to be just the start of day number 2, but I'm really looking forward what's going to come up next. As ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the very first match of the game. Today's day number 2. Conquerors Iraq, they have made a major lead in the entire Middle East Pro Scrims so far by the end of day number 1. But in the day number 2, it can be anybody's game, it can be anybody's day, as we get to see Triple Esports as well as Cur21. They are having a drop clash in the areas of Puerto Parecio, and POWR will not be contested by any of the teams, as YaLLa Esports, they're heading towards that direction, will have an entire safe drop for themselves. Won't have any clashes. That's going to be a great sign. And eventually, when you talk about Major Pride, they are going in the direction of Chumas area. They're not exactly the Chumas area, but well, like we have to say, the holy gods have actually desired to be to let it be the southern side circle, not favoring the majority of the plays, but eventually many of the teams will have the privilege of getting this circle, because Los Leones as well as Chumas area will be among those cities that are in that advantage areas, while areas like La Cobreria, El Pozo, San Martin, Hacienda will be those places where the teams are not gonna love this circle, because they have to rotate exactly from those northern sides to the southern side in order to just get a good position for themselves inside the circle. But when you talk about Geekay Esports, you get to see all the 4 teams, all the 4 players actually in that area of Pecado without having any single contest. That's a great sign for them, because when you have a Pecado area for yourself in the very first match, and there is no other team to contest you in their particular drop, it's a very big privilege, I would say, if any team can actually get. They don't have any clashes. They will have the chance to just loot up the entire place without having any casualty or without having any second thoughts of, if there is another team, what will be our tactics, because they had a tension in that case to wipe out the other team in order to have a safe loot and having a safe rotation. Dropping in Pecado, the main advantage any team actually gets is going to be that particular loot. They can actually get it up in this place, as well as the vehicles they can also collect out from the outskirts area, and that's for sure going to help up them really much. Geekay Esports, as you talk about, they are having Ragnar in the company in this particular state, but Geekay, they didn't had a very brilliant day of the day 1, I suppose, because they were not in the top 5, and the teams who were in the top 5, I will just get to say they had a brilliant day in the day number 1. If you're not in top 5, you've had a decent day, might be, but not a great day. So if they want to convert it to a great day or a great ending by the end of the day number 2, they need to get at least 1 or 2 chicken dinners. That will be sufficient to make a good comeback, and the other matches, they need to be very consistent. They might face rotational clashes in the map of Miramar as well, though they are in the heart of Miramar. Still, they have to go down to the southern side of the Los Leones and the Chumas area, where many of the teams are already holding those places. The chances of gatekeeping might be minimal, but it's not zero exactly. If you talk about, if it is not zero, I really believe that you have to be really prepared. But Puerto Parecio looks a bit congested, as Cur21 will be taking on Triple Esports in this particular drop. You get to see Martes, Uzi, as well as Barak on the side of Triple Esports. This is having that M416 as well as the SKS exactly on point of the side of Cur21. Hama will have some visuals, but Barak needs to just make the fallback if possible, because that's not the great position to hold off, as Cur21 will eventually try to just grab it up this scenario, will try to close it up, but we'll have to wait, we'll have to see what comes next. As you talk about Geekay Esports, Ragnar, Garrett, and N3 and Mahmood, all the players, they are actually dedicated, as well as when you talk about the position, they are in a better way. They're starting the things on a better way just to end the things well. But yep, the rotation has to come up on an early basis. Ragnar is just waiting for his teammates to just come up as fast as possible. I really believe that Mamad is facing some ping issues, due to which I really believe that they might suffer during the rotation. That's not going to be a great sign for the side of Geekay Esports. They're going up with the rotation, but alongside this N3 as well as the other players, those are rotating by their side. They need to select a good place in the southern side in order to just grab some good spot and get those kill points in their favor. Grabbing a very discomfort position in the circle will not grant them that privilege for now. But Selker 21, they're on the other side. They're inside the circle. They no need to worry for that they had to enter the circle on a very cause. They're in the very farthest position. They have the circle advantage, and they will eventually take some time to take the fight or to initiate the fight. But the Shani will have a different angle that might just give them a greater chance in this particular fight. As you talk about Kurt 21, all the three players are playing intact. But the Shani's position will be actually very essential. But Test comes as a backup. He comes from the back end area. Might just get some good connection. He gets Octon down there. And with that, Musa also goes down. K21, they are struggling right now. Hama will be the solo player surviving at this particular stage. The pre-pass might just not work the way it should be working at this position right now. He switches the gun. Might just get one down there. But no, Hama also gets down. But the Shani will be the one of the solo players surviving from the side of Kurt 21. Test will be in the outskirts as well. But the Shani, I really believe his position has been exposed. But right now, Barak also goes down. Not gonna get these things how they actually want it to be. But panning those players and finishing them at this point, it's going to be a really, really bold decision. Barak is trying to make a fallback, but the Shani is pulling up some nades. It won't get any good connections. He might need some healings, but he's not having that one as of now. They're trying to take some risks, but with that need of Test, Shani will be picked off as well. And that will eventually mark the end of Kurt 21 in the very first match. And that is a really, really great blow. If we talk about Triple Esports, they do have a great start right now. And that's going to be a great sign for them as well. But still, when it comes down, it's the match number 6 of the RUPS. So in match number 6, you need to buckle up the things on a very early note. Otherwise, this will be really, really too late. Too late to make any other move count in. Timing is the key actually. If you talk about any of the game, if you can just go with the timing and if you can just project your skills on the very right time, I really believe that will give the output that nobody can actually desire. But more or less, I'm really gonna ask the audience, those who are watching the stream live, to just spam out your favorite team names in the chat, that I can also see that, as well as the other audience and the players who are really watching it afterwards can also enjoy the support that you're providing them and their teammates, so that they can be much more enthusiastic in their game, as well as they can also give you up some good, better performance, so that you can also enjoy their gameplay exactly on the live. But as you talk about Falcons, they came in the very first match of the previous day as well. They're back again in the very first match of their day number 2 as well. But missing any more matches will cost them the position. They're in the bottom right now. And one of the teams, those who have dominated the Middle East region for a very long time alongside Team Nigma Galaxy, we cannot expect that kind of performance. Though it's the pro scrims, but still the fans and the supporters of Falcons, they do desire some good comeback from their side. It's day number 2 and the match number 1. It's starting from Miramar, the second map. It's going to be turning up greenery as we will be moving forward to the map of ERANGEL, the default map, as we are quite accustomed of Falcon Esports. Right now, they have to focus on the main game that they are seeking for. The circle has been shifted. It's the second circle. The first circle, to be honest, when you talk about in the span of 1 minute and 20 seconds, it's going to start shrinking. And the second zone will be coming up. 500 more meters to enter the circle. What will be their next move? It's going to be a very, very tough call. If we talk about almost 10 minutes, it's going to be, and still not a single particular, I would say, big fight that we have witnessed. Yes, the drop clash was interesting between Triple Esports as well as Kurt 21, where they faced the first backlash. Kurt 21 not having a great start. I suppose hashtag 9 is the position that they're holding right now in the overall ranking. But with 23 points, can you actually survive for a long time? 23 points after playing 4 matches. It's not very bad, but it's still not that good if you just count in. But the Circle, Major Pride, as well as Ooredoo Thunders, they do have a chance of making a rotational clash in the very dead center of the circle. They're way too close, and I really believe that Ooredoo Thunders, they're interested in taking this fight alongside the only one Esports. They might just have a chance to go for the third party scenarios, as well as it might just be the same thing on the side of Geekay Esports if they're coming from the western side, maybe from the western corner by Conquer Iraq. They're in the northern side of the Los Leonese. Might just try to gatekeep Falcons. Those are coming from the side of Picado. There is a bit of chance, but Nigma Galaxy are also playing 2-2 split right now. Major Pride, they do have an intel as Ooredoo Thunders, they're trying to advance. Dino is not in a great position, but will try with those utilities. Won't give a good amount of damage, but Osama will be spotted up by Yen and will be picked off as well. Not a great sign, not a great sign, not a great sign. And eventually Frozen gets Hamko down as well. Ooredoo Thunders getting multiple casualties, and that's not going to be a great sign. The nade won't give any kind of damage as of now, but Dino is trying to make it close impossible. He's trying to get the retaliations, but won't get what he wanted as Dino goes down. Sam will be also picked off as well. Had some multiple openings that Team Major Pride wanted, and they have got that one. Amco will have the revival done for his side, but the Molotovs, that might just affect them a bit. One Osama has been picked off as well. Frozen is cooking up a nade, another nade in the right direction, in the right spot. Might just make some big movements, but yes, the splash damages. They are making some good impacts. They might just create some more pressure as well. But Hamko is also coming with some pre-nade as another player. If you talk about Smoker, he goes down. Hamko is trying to make the things right, but is barely surviving in a very low HP. The pre-nades won't actually stop the players of Team Major Pride, but the healing has to be done on a very early basis. The pre-fires won't work because the entire team is rushing up as Ooredoo Thunders. They also take an exit, and Ooredoo Esports will be getting decimated in the very 14th position of this match number 1. While Geekay are around the corners, and they will try to steal some of the kill points if they can just match it up. Getting the kill points, that's really important for the side of any of the teams those who are playing in this lobby right now. Team number 1 hasn't been good for many of the teams, but it has to be better than what it was from the previous day for many of the sides. This is the moment that many players, many teams always seek for. And I really believe that, yep, that's going to be the factor. That's going to be the play that we're looking forward to. The only one Esports, if you talk about Ziad, Luge, the only one, and Luffy. All the 4 players, they're holding still. They know what to do. Major Pride, they do have 4 kills advantage in this particular fight and this particular game, having secured 66 points as of now. The position points have not been added yet, but conquers Iraq with 90 plus points, almost 90 points if you talk about. They don't want to lose the momentum, they don't want to lose the pace they have acquired in the previous day. Getting more 90 points or maybe at least 60 points in this day will mark up a great ending on over 150 points of the entire day after day number 2. It might just drip down a bit. There is a bit of chances that their movements, their play has been read thoroughly by the other players, because that's the question. But the circle, it has some different mind. It's shifting towards the northeastern side in the Los Leonese compounds, and if it goes in that Los Leonese compounds, it's going to be a really big disaster for many of the teams, as you have seen many times. Even solo players single-handedly can wipe out many squads if they do have a proper cover and they do have a proper compound advantage. And if the circle goes in the areas of Los Leonese, we can just see multiple players surviving solo and not with their entire team, because the entire team will have a responsibility to get those skill points, while the other solo one player will have the responsibility to gather those placement points if anything happens to any of the players, or maybe in the multiple players. But that role has to be executed properly, and if it does not get executed the way it should be, it will be really trouble. But Humam has been picked off, and NASR Esports might be in a serious trouble. But getting Twisted Minds, Ragnarok gets them a good opening, but Thika will be waiting. And when you talk about, it was the last player surviving, as Twisted Minds also takes an exit. Vigruz was the last player surviving, but NASR Esports will just privilege with this, will just have a great advantage on the greater hand in this particular fight by securing this early frags and this early team elimination from their end. Well, 4K Wizard will be knocked and finished off by Nigma Galaxy Lord. That's the opening that Nigma Galaxy wanted from very long time. Well, Akram also goes down and will be confirmed as well. This is a big blow that's going on in that particular scenario. But still, when you talk about Kurt21, they're trying to make some good impact. NASR's Bathika has been spotted. The shots have been taken. Genius3 will be taking Bathika down as well. That's not going to be a great sign. NASR Esports are being surrounded. 3 kill points have been secured by the buggy. It comes on the way where it should not be, but might just get one player down, but won't get the chance as Miracle also goes down, only being that solo survivor for the side of NASR Esports. I'm really afraid. I don't think Ali's going to make it to that far, but will get some more kill points for their flight as Ooredoo basically gets picked off. And that's a big blow, but 3 of the players have been decimated. Ali 21 will be surviving as a solo player as of now. 4 kill points have been registered for Anaconda. Will be getting Nigma Galaxy Lord as well. But now Sir Ali is trying to make some good impact, but he will get one pick as well. Arslan goes down. Arslan's pick might just be converted the same way as well, but still he was in a situation that I really don't think that can be ignored at this point. But NASR Esports, they have to make some good move because they're exactly in the very front of them. It's going to be the other teams, and now when the other teams are competing, it's the right time for NASR to just get a hold of that particular chance to just get things hold on from their side as well. But NASR Esports, after losing 3 players, only 1 player that is going to be Ali. How long can he take his team? How far can he take his team? That's going to be the question, but he's just getting multiple shots. 40 Esports also takes an exit, but with that same flow, Ali also is barely surviving with those minimal currency, or maybe we can talk about the minimal utilities he's having right now in the very bag he's carrying right at this moment. But the circle has shifted, and he has to travel around 600 meters to get inside the circle, and it's going to be really difficult because just going on with the flow, it's really tough, but it's not that complicated if you talk about. But Triple Esports, when you talk about Yuzi, he has been picked off. Imad, Test and Barak will be the 3 players surviving, while YaLLa Esports, they do have an height advantage, and Saif will be confirming one of the players, and YaLLa Esports, they will have some casualties coming up from their side as Yuzi also has been finished off. For the Booth will get Major Pride Nomi down as well. Arslan also got down, and the Booth well, it's not stopping as Pride Nomi has already been picked off as well. But with the same flow, we can just change the things a bit more in an interesting way, because that's the Groza and the Geekay Gath. It's going to be the one to get picked off from that particular shot. But Nigma Galaxy's Hive, he's got some really potential kills if you talk about. But now from this particular moment, Nigma Galaxy, they are heading towards those kill points, but Sasuke will be spotted. The shots have been taken. Sasuke goes down. Freak gets that opening, but eventually with the blink of an eye, 4-ish Elite also takes an exit in the 11th position as we're down to the last 10 set of teams and 32 set of players, those who are going to make it the next big thing for the entire match. As of now, a total of 10 teams are remaining, but Freak will be also picked off from a very long distance by the side of Falcons. But Rolf and Hixie, they had to enter the circle by hook or by crook, and that's the only try. But Rolf will be taken down, as well as Hixie will be the last and solo player surviving, but he is also outside of the circle, so he will deal a good amount of potential damage that he should not actually deal with. But that's not going to be the factor, so it's still something that I really don't want anybody to just go up blindly, because the Hixie's HP is way too low. It's now the 10 teams that are alive, and Nigma Galaxy knows that they're not going to make it to that far, and now they have been decimated by 4 of those kill points what they have secured as of now. But at the very particular flow, NASR Esports also takes an exit, and we're down to the last 8 teams, and it's a very fun situation. But more or less, when you talk about, this is the fight that we are looking forward to. Team Falcons up against Team Conquerors Iraq might be the fight, but no, Conquerors Iraq is not in this place as of now, but will be back very soon. But as of now, Falcon Esports, what will be their move? Because Yosef has been picked off, and the circle is shifting more and more towards the side of Los Leones compounds. While to talk about, I would just recommend that they have the best places that anybody can actually like off, because that's something that we can just call it the bottom side of the area of Los Leones, but still it might be some of the players drops where you don't get actually what you want, but definitely you get to see some more multiple kill points in your favor. But when it comes down to the only one Esports, Luffy is coming out with some good nades, which might make some good connection, and will get the good connection indeed. As Frozen goes down, Luffy has got some advantage of creating some potential knockouts, but now Zayed also goes down, and now Yad will be very tough for those people. Those are holding inside the smoke, but Yen is just holding outside of that area. But Luffy's nade might just make some good connection. Will give Zed a good amount of damage, but still he's trying to make the things are not going the way it should be. But still I would just say that Fridian can get some multiple openings as well. But as Luffy goes down, it's going to be a big breakthrough. But Major Pride, he gets an exit in the very 8th spot. That's an early elimination from the side. They have already secured 4 points, but in addition, they will be also rewarded with some position points as well. But Gayatri goes down. Geekay Esports will have some early casualties in this phase. The 7 teams remaining, 23 players are still on the go. Mammoth gets down. Imad's nade will get saved down there as well. Triple Esports, they are in some good form, while YaLLa, they might just be in a struggling position. With domination, if you talk about Falcon, Rashid will be in that particular form, but Kathan will be picked off with the cover fire even also as well. But Tess, he's trying to make some good impact. Well, Tess, he might just get another opening, but Volt from behind, he comes up and wipes out the entire squad of Triple Esports and saving all the 2 players from the side of YaLLa Esports and securing a total of 5 kill points. It's going to be a big factor, but now still, it's the game screen that we are just looking forward to, because YaLLa Esports, they have finished off what they wanted to. And on the other side, if you talk about, this is the thing that I'm really looking forward to, because when you talk about some more and more, it just sums up to that particular place where it actually begin all thing. So I really don't think that that's the way that we might just see the top, like the winners coming up. But the only one esports, they're trying the level best. 3 kill points have been totally, I would say, they have secured it. But still, those 6 teams and 15 players, those who are still in the question, might just have a try with them. But though the only one, they're trying to make some good impact. They might try to just grab some good holds in order to just get the things under control from their side. But now they have to enter the circle. It's going to be very much challenging for the side of Team Only One, because there are in the high hill areas, and now just bringing up a I would say suspense, because the only one esports, they need a good chicken dinner in order to just climb up in the top tier, in the top 4, and now they're trying to make that thing happen as they've already secured 3 kill points. But Ziad's nade will make some connection as far as Riyadh will be getting picked off in this particular fight as well. But now this is a struggling time that we are looking forward to, as Ziad is putting up some nades which might make some good connection, and if it does make some good connection, I really believe that it might just end up the entire case for the side of this particular place. But still, with 3 more kill points, if you talk about Team Only One, they will try to just get the things on the track, as Geekay Esports have lost. They've only got 1 kill point, and now they have been decimated in the very 6th position. They have still got more, I would say, good points to just mention it up. But Falcon Esports, we talk about 6 kill points. Top 5 teams remaining, we do expect some big clashes from their end, because now it's that particular time, and as we speak, we also get to see multiple fights are happening, as 5 teams are in the question as well. But now, just to save out the vehicle, it's not going to be that very easy, as if we talk about Falcons, they're interested in taking the fight, but the shots from the other direction are coming exactly on point. Might just make some good connection as well. But with that flow, I really believe that Falcon, they do have an upper hand. The utilities are being used, but the place will be swapped in a very blink of an eye. So when we talk about the Falcons, they do have a good experience, they do have a good team, as well as the good gun game skills for them as well. But now the main thing that I'm looking forward to is this particular 1v1, as Falcons, one of the players that is going to be Rashid will be picked off by Alush, and Luffy is trying to make a good impact in order to just get the thing exactly on the point where he just actually left it. But now Ziad and Alush, both the players were struggling in a very low HP. It was a right chance that can make some really good effect. But as of now, when you talk about Luffy, Alush also gets some good openings. But now Falcons, they're falling apart. They have got one more opening again, and that's not going to be a very great sign for many of the side. But now, as of now, when you talk about the smokes are out, they're trying to figure out from which direction is this thing's gonna happen. But for now, it's just what we are speaking as of as Kurt 12, they also take an exit, and now we're down to the last 3 teams. And in which 6 skill points have been secured by the Only One Esports, and Nigma Galaxy, they're also in the question, as Conquerors Iraq, he will be there holding the place as well. So, well, we cannot just say that it's going to be anybody's game, but this nade might just make some good connection, but no, it's not. It's not going to make that good connection as of now, but still, I would sell that particular position in order to just get the openings done. But the nades from the side of Conquerors Iraq is not working the way that they have desired. But YaLLa Esports are coming to closure as Broza goes down. The cover fire might just pop up at any moment. But Kathos will be finishing him off as well. As the cover fire that's going to be needed from the very short period of time, it's going to be from the side of the other ones. But the circle is completely like going small and smaller, and it's really will be very tough for the other players even to understand what's gonna happen. But at this particular moment, as we talk about KaLaGa is trying to just make the things happen. The smokes is blocking his view, while YaLLa Esports, they will be on that particular side which is outside of the circle. They're trying to make a good impact, but now the main position that KaLaGa is facing is that if they want to go up and get the things ready, they need to take some good shots, as now the players have been spotted. KaLaGa will try to get the opening as Ziad will be getting knocked and will be getting that kill point from his side as well. But it's Reva who is the man and now got completely taken down as YaLLa Esports takes an exit. We are down to the last two teams, in which when we talk about the only one Esports as well as Conquer Iraq will be the two teams fighting for that winner chicken. And if we talk about the kill points, it's really low for the side of Conquer Iraq, but still I would just say this fight is going to turn up in a different way, because this is going to be the last fight of the very day number 2, match number 1. And Conquerors Iraq, can they make it up to the 4th consecutive winner chicken is? But it's Reva, he goes down with the play zone, not having enough healings. But Rio and KaLaGa will be the two hopes and the two survivors for the side of team Conquerors Iraq. But Alush will be picked off, and KaLaGa, he's trying his level best to get the things on the touch, but as of now, it's a side where I am really looking forward to get some really good position. But now, as of now, if you talk about Reva, he has been revived. KaLaGa might just have a chance, but maybe not. We are not quite sure of it. But the smokes those are blocking those particular side, it's really going to be really drastic. But the nade that has been pulled off in this scenario might just create a big hamper, but still it's trying to make a good impact as KaLaGa has been picked off. And now Cosmic Iraq, they're making the move inside the circle. They have secured 3 kill points, might just try to grab some 4 more as well. Well, Rio is trying to make some good surprises, can't actually afford the side of Molotov's damage, the split damage, the splash damage most importantly might just be on the way. But still, when you talk about this is the moment as Alush has been picked off, might just be, yes it is, he gets picked off by its Reva. And now the game is still on as Conquerors Iraq, they're trying to make some good movement, go for the free fire as 2 of the players have been taken down. But Rio, he gets the 3rd one as well, and the revival from the side of the only one is on the way off. He might just get the revival on time, but now it's the time for Reva and the company to just get the hold of it. There is a bit of chances that they might just not turn out the way, but it should be. But Luffy will get the... It's Reva down there as Rio, being the solo survivor, will have the pressure of this 1v1. There's a 1v2 coming up as Alush. He still is surviving as of now, but now the connection comes up, and now this is the game that goes in the favor from the side of Conquer Iraq, if I'm not wrong. They do have this game, or is it going to be in the favor of the only one Esports? I really think it's going to be in the favor of Conquerors Iraq, and if it is in the favor of Conquerors Iraq, then we can just say consecutive 4 back-to-back winner chicken dinner. It's not a matter of joke, but eventually when you talk about the performance that has been delivered by the only one Esports, that's so tremendous. It's so vulnerable that we cannot just say that yes, they have performed better, or they can actually perform better, because the class, the potential they have shown, it's so tremendous and it's so better than what we have seen in the very day 1. It's going to be a very questionable factor, but still, when you talk about the main things to come up and just show the things properly, I'm really looking forward to what's going to come up next in the next 4 matches. Because if this is the start of what in the day 1, we did actually witness some great action from many of the teams, but still there are many teams to showcase us and what level that I would say it has reached. But now when you talk about the main potential and top moments of this particular match, it's going to be Kurt 21 versus Triple Esports, the drop clash. 1v1, the players got picked off, but this the angle creation that was done by the side of Test was really important for the side of Triple Esports, because without that particular opening, I really don't think they would have tried to go for a really different way. But as of now, the PAN were on the way. As Cur21, they were punished. They were punished for sure, and taking decision of a different crab or maybe for a different player, it's not going to be a good decision. So it's better to stick here with your own drop and create a dynamic drop where nobody else actually goes up. In that case, you might just make some good changes. But when it comes down to this part, Ooredoo Thunders, he tried his level best, like Hamza, but still he couldn't make it up to the mark, as they got the elimination points and they got and snatched away what they wanted from their end. But NASR Esports had some performance in the previous day, but now today's day number 1 did well that way that it was expected. But let's see what can we just do for now. As Miracle, he's got some multiple knocks as well, but still the game is on and the game will be on for a very long time. But nice, like for the side of Cur21, they were also spotted down by the players of NASR Esports, being that solo survivor. Even when you talk about Ali, he also tried his level best to put the things together all the way, but could not make it up to the mark. And now this is the time where we can actually see that the only one esports, as well as the side of the other teams, they actually managed to come up, step forward, and get the things all together done from their end. But as I talk about, Leffy was taken down, and Major Pride were also decimated on a very early note, so there is a bit of chance that you might just try to give a second thought. But YaLLa Esports, again, it was the first match. You cannot expect a very good performance from all the teams in the very first match. Now the second match will be popping up very fast in the corner, and we do have to keep a look at what is actually happening to all the players and to all the teams that those are winning right now. Maybe they do have a good shot and they do have a good lead in this Middle East Pro Scrims, but still, when you talk about, the things are just going all the way fine and well. But Ziad, the players that I really want to see, it's going to be very tremendous if we can make it up to the mark. But now Ziad will get YaLLa Esports one by one. The players are getting picked off, and now they're just saying that it's going to be really difficult for them to get the things right on the track. But the fight between two teams and this particular final fight, where actually everything was pulled up by Kalaga, this was the best moment that I could actually even seek for. Because when you talk about this fight, Conquerors Iraq, they needed us like very fast movements. They needed some great picks that they have got from the side of Rio, and that actually wielded them up to get the victory seized in their end. As when you talk about Conquer Iraq, another chicken dinner is on the way, and they got it very precisely, and that was really much needed if you talk about. But yes, the Pro Scrims of Middle East presented by Ruthless Esports, it's just coming up to the end of very first match. But now we will have a look over the match fraggers, as well as the overall standings, as well as the match standings, and etc. So we have to move on to those particular facts. But before that, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel, as well as like the stream, as well as share this link with your friends, so that they can also know it, that where they have to come to see their favorite teams play exactly on the live. But now we just have to wait for the next things to come up, because that's the way that the things are going to work up slowly and gradually. But more importantly, the main game that was done, the main game that was shown, it has to be on a top-notch level. Because if you just make a mistake anytime soon, it will cost you very much. Because many of the teams those are competing on the first, it's going to be might just be the chances that we can see some more improvements from their end. As Conqueror Iraq, they are in a brutal form from the very last 3 matches they have played in the day number 1. In the day number 2, they have also got a good start in their end as well. So I'm really afraid that anybody team can just come up and get the things done and dusted from their side. Because if they can just manage it up, it will be a really breakthrough that many of the players are seeking for, and many of the chances are seeking for, just to get the things right. But still, it's the main game. At the end of the day, it comes up to your gunfights. It comes up to your strategies that you implement inside the game. If there is any clause or any problem that you are facing during the rotation, it's the only call that you need to fix it up on the very early note. Otherwise, it will be really difficult for any of the team to sustain that kind of damage and that kind of pressure in this particular hall. But now we have to look into those factors, that what are we seeking and we are waiting for. Because as of now, the game was still going and the game will still go on, but main thing that might just be a changer that can actually happen. It might be in the favor in the hands of Conquer Iraq, because back-to-back 4 chicken dinners, it's not a matter of joke by any of the team. They have decided, they have played, and now they are trying to conquer each and everything that they can actually get in this particular fight, or maybe in this particular day. They have got a good start, but will there be any other particular player who can make the things count up? Because the way the players are playing, it's a really blessing to our eyes that we can see some fierce competition happening from their end. But coming up to the total of winner chicken, in a total 22 points have been acquired by Conquerors Iraq in the very first match. They do have a total of 7 elimination points, but overall 112 points have been crossed up by this match. They were in 90s, but getting 22 points will give them a chance to get into 112 total points in that particular overall standings, and they will have the #1 spot for themselves to hold for a very longer time. But if the performance that they are delivering right now continues for a very long time, it will be really impossible for any of the teams to catch up to the side of Conqueror Iraq. But the MVP of the very first match of the day, it will be Rio, having 5 eliminations, contribution of 71.43, and average eliminations with 3.60, and MVP rank, he is leading the chart with a total of one position. There might not be a big difference between the kill points, but still, even with 1 kill point, you can be one of those top fraggers of this entire match. But coming down, it was a match MVP. Now we will have a look towards the overall match fraggers, as well as the overall standings, as well as the total points graph exactly on our screen, which will be popping up in a very short span of time. But the match fraggers, it's going to be Rio having total of 5 kill points in their favor. Pride Nomi will have 4, Ali will have 3, Conrash will have 3, as well as YaLLa Volt will have 3 for their favor. So it's, yes, indeed, it was a great fight. It was a great scenario that we have witnessed in the last few games of this entire Middle East Pro Scrims. But it's time for the D number 2 match number 7 to pop up as soon as possible, because now is the match fraggers that we have seen. Now we will have to focus on the next stats that might be in the side of I would say defeating. But now it comes up to the match ranking. It's going to be Conqueror Iraq getting 22 points alongside Team Only One Esports having 19 on the board. YaLLa Esports will have 17 total on the board, while Falcons will get 12 from this game. Kurt 12 will have 11, 7 all for Triple Esports, as well as NASR Esports. Geekay will have 5. Major Pride and Nigma Galaxy will also have 5 kill total points in their favor, while Nigma Galaxy, they are still something that I really wish that I can actually see it up. But Nigma Galaxy, they have also failed to make that up in the very day number 1. But let's see what comes to a very next. But 4H Elite and 4K Esports will be there in the back ends as well. But coming down to the points graph, we get to see that Conqueror Iraq, they are leading from the very front, while the Only One Esports will have the better total of kill points in their pocket. The Only One Esports, they have actually showcased a good domination, 7 kill points and 12 total placement points. Still a big factor that it can play if you can play it consistently. But still, more or less, when you talk about the points graph comes to a very end. Now we'll have a look over the overall top fraggers as well as the overall standings in a very short span of time, because that's going to be very much essential, that all the players and all the fans are expecting for. But overall fraggers, if we talk about 18 total kill points have been secured by Rio, while 15 for Groza. 2 of the players from the side of Conquerors Iraq, they have made it to the top overall fraggers. But as of now, Nasser, Ali 21 and Pride K, Nomi, as well as 1x Luffy will be the 3 players. Those are struggling a bit as of a team, as well as of the performance as well. But still, I would really love to see that what comes next, because the overall standings will actually show us that in which position is our favorite team standing. But Conqueror Iraq will have the upper hand in that case, because he do have a chance, and with that 112 on the board, it will be really difficult for any of the players to just any kind of things exactly in front of, or maybe on the top of that, because Conqueror Iraq, while playing just only 5 matches, they have secured 112 points, and that's a big bomber with a total of 51 eliminations. This will be a very big blow. But coming down to the second chart, Ooredoo Thunders will be there in the 11th, R8 with 23, POWR Esports with 21, 19 for the side of Team Rad, and 17 all for the side of 4K as well as Falcons. Kurt 21 will have 16, Vista Gaming will have 16, 14 for 4H Elite, as well as 4 for When you talk about, it's going to be Twisted Minds and hashtag 20 for 14 total points alongside Forest Elite. So they need to buckle up, they need to just grab the positions right whenever they are required, and they have to deliver the performance in that particular game. And today's matches, if you talk about the match one, has already been decimated, has been completed, which was the map of Miramar, in which with 7 total kill points, we get to see a winner chicken happening. But still, it's going to be the second game which is going to pop up in just a short span of time. It's Group A, B, C and E, in which Group D will have a bit of rest, and with that rest, I really believe it might be a big output that we can expect from their end. But for sure, and we are looking forward to what we can just expect from the next matches. I really think there's a bit of possibility that Nigma Galaxy might just try to make some good comeback, as well as there might be some chances that many of the teams can create a big impact in this case, so that they don't get a chance to present it. But I would just say we're gonna take a very short break, and we'll be right back with the second match of the day of this entire Middle East Pro Scrims of day number 2. So just stay tuned on the channel. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ruthless Esports presents Middle East Pro Scrims day number 2. It's going to be, but eventually with the first match of the day, we have seen a greater comeback coming from the side. Not a comeback, but that's the consistency that conquers Iraq. They're delivering it right now. The match number 1 of Miramar, it went to their way, but now it's coming down to the next 4 matches. Still, it's going to be a big contest that we're looking forward to, but conquers Iraq. I really want to know what do they have in the secret for their side. But as we talk about the next map, it's going to turn up in the map of ERANGEL, which will be coming up next. So match number 7, it's counting up. So if it is the match number 7 and it's the map of ERANGEL, we might see whether there's a chance that if YaLLa Esports as well as Twisted Minds, if they're playing it in this match, they will have a drop clash in the areas of Severny. But though I really believe that Group D, they have got some rest from their side, and as Group D is taking a short rest, so there is expected to be some of the new teams who will be arriving in here. it will be Group D, like Falcons conquers Iraq as well as 4K Esports and 4Rush. Elite will have a break in this match, while Team Ra, the 90th minute, Vista Gaming, R8 Esports will be climbing up and jumping in the flight path with us. Ladies and gentlemen, let's head on to the second match of the day. It's going to be in the map of ERANGEL. And now the flight path is starting from the areas exactly in the western side of Severny and ending in the areas of Primorsk. So if it is completely a western oriented flight path as we get to see, there might be some surprises as well packed in this case. The western side flight path, which is also having some criteria where teams in the middle areas will have a privilege to just travel it out and can get some good angles. For them, they can have a good holding places over the areas of school as well as Pochinki if they want to hold it up. Teams in the eastern side, what will be their move? Twisted Minds, as well as if we talk about YaLLa Esports, they're going up with another drop clash in the areas of 7E. And if it's going to be in that way, another drop clash in the areas of 7E. Yesterday, if it was a head-to-head, 1-all for both the teams. It's going to be the second or the third time they're clashing up in the 7E compounds. So which team will actually emerge on the top? Is it going to be YaLLa or is it going to be Twisted Minds? Which team will be coming on the top? That's going to be a big question. But Nigma Galaxy, they don't have any drop clashes in the areas of Pochinki. The circle will be coming up on the western side. At the center western side circle, it is turning out to be. There might be some chances the circle end up in the northern side of the Pochinki, in the open areas of ruins. Or it might just go in the areas of Gatka. There's still some possibilities that we are still looking forward. But as of now, Twisted Minds will get some opening as they're already playing 3-man. Getting any much opening will just create some more advantage to their side as Twisted Minds. They're getting multiple shots, but YaLLa Esports, they cannot afford to get any of those casualties. The knocks, the nades, they're coming on the direction of Dummy. But the shots won't make any good connections. Dummy's in low HP for sure. But having those bandages will give him a privilege to just heal himself up. And in the meantime, when you talk about, he's here to confirm that kill point of Catros. But the shots, they're coming on point, just still trying to find it up. But no, it's not gonna happen. Yes, it is. Katos gets completely shattered out in the first blood of the game. It's coming from the side of Twisted Minds Dammy. He has got a good opening. He's got a first kill point that his team desired of. And now it's coming down to a 3 versus 3 fight. Twisted Minds, they're playing with 3-man. And apart from that, when you talk about this kind of scenarios, Twisted Minds, they've equalized the scores. YaLLa Esports, they need to step in the previous day, the last match. Twisted Minds actually overpowered YaLLa Esports in this particular Severny compounds. That was a really big blow to the side of YaLLa Esports where they have actually faced. But 90th minute, again getting shattered and getting decimated by the players of Triple Esports in the previous day. They've got a big numbers. They've got a very fast, one of the most earliest elimination that I've ever seen. So I would just say that 90th minute, by the name, you have to retain yourself to the 98th or maybe till the 30th and 35th minute in order to get a good amount of points. They managed to get some good points in the last matches, the few last matches they had in around the previous day, but not in this starting match as well. So it might just be a big blow up if we talk about for the side of YaLLa Esports or maybe from the side of 90th minute as well. But Triple Esports, they do have a 1 kill point lead, but now 90th minute they are way too far. They've already started the rotation, what they don't want to desire of. But Samira, he might have caught some good amount of shots. He's barely surviving the very low HP. Triple Esports will try to get that kill point in their favor. It's not going to be that easy, but all the 4 players are still intact, on point. They will have some buggies for themselves, but going towards that area, having that brilliant start any of the team actually desires. Nigma Galaxy, they are stepping it right now in this fight, in this particular match. It's going to be the first game. Not the first game, to be honest. But, yep, Nigma Galaxy, in the previous match, they didn't have a good game, I really suppose, because they were not in the few last countings. They are in 46 in the hashtag 4 spot. They cannot actually make these things count out. The only one esports. They have to take some good decisions, When I talk about the only one Esports, they've also got a good momentum. They've got a good gunfight or maybe some good potential if you talk about. But still, the continuation just going on the way. It's just going on with the flow that anybody can just think of. But still, the way the flow is just going over and over, it's going to be really tough for many of the teams. But now Push also gets Samira down there, where they have chased down the players of 90th minute to a very long side. But Sun will be also being pushed off. Triple Esports, they don't want to lose this opportunity, getting multiple kill points in the very early phase of the match. And that's the way they want to finish the things. They would want to just end up the things in that way. Even Vista Gaming, if you talk about, they're heading on exactly with Team Rad. And now Imado will be just punching up Samira to get the kill point. 3 kill points have been secured by these players. What a great start. What a great start for the Triple Esports again in the map of ERANGEL. They wanted this start. They wanted and they have got what they wanted very, very precisely. I would just say it's a really, really good thing that they're looking forward to. But TOD push, if you talk about 3 kill points, that's for sure. 15 teams are still there intact. Not a single team has been eliminated on a very early note. Twisted Minds, they're way too far behind if you talk about in the matter of points. Even after getting some successful games, 90th minute is staying on the top. Needs from the side of Delha won't make any good connection there. Team Rad, they're still trying to make the things on the go. Some random needs, maybe some pre-needs might just help out on their side. But Vista Gaming's Teardrop, he has been taken down. Not a good side for the side of Vista Gaming. They can actually try to get the revival done, but I'm really afraid that Teardrop won't have a chance to get the revival. If there is any possibility, then I really suppose that's going to be really rare. But Teardrop, he has been completely eliminated. So Vista Gaming will have a first casualty of the game, while Team Rad will have the first kill point for themselves in this map of ERANGEL in the first match of the day. ERANGEL and the first start of the day, it's always a great sight for any of the team. But YaLLa Esports, oh Saif gets 2 in a row with the same single spray with the Uzi. What was that? What was that kind of bomber that just dropped out from the side? Katan will be there holding exactly on the point with Saif's Uzi. It was just spelling up some different thing. He diverted the enemy, and Twisted Minds, after having an early kill point, after having a good start in the drop clash, they still got taken down. YaLLa Esports, they got 3 kill points in their favor, but with that, they have lost 1 player. That is still fine. I would say it's a still decent start, though they have lost 1 player, but still they're in the game and they still want to make it happen, a big one for their side. YaLLa Esports having 3 kill points. It's a really big blow for the side of Twisted Minds again in the very first match. In the map of ERANGEL, they got the things right on the track. And now when you talk about Twisted Minds versus YaLLa Esports, the drop clash in the Severny compounds, the scoreline sells out with a 2-1 ratio. 2 for the side of YaLLa, 1 for the side of Twisted Minds. There might be some possibilities that Twisted Minds might have another ERANGEL map in today's day alongside YaLLa. If they do have a chance and it goes up in the areas of Severny again, we might see another chance of having to witness that. Will the ratio settle up in the area for the side of YaLLa Esports, or maybe it will be equalized again by the side of Twisted Minds? But if that thing is not going to happen, well, we have to wait for tomorrow's day. The third day maybe by Team Rad. They're taking the rotation. Vista Gaming alongside them. They don't want to clash it out at this point. Some shots might be taken now from the side of Sunrise. Vista Gaming, they're trying to just escape this point. They don't want any kind of early casualties. On the other hand, when we talk about Kurt12, they do have a good position, but still, it's the game. It's a total of 14 teams. They're just remaining on this particular side. 51 players are in the circle as of now. But still, when you talk about R8 Esports, Prestige, ID7, the CR7, Skenton, Ketan and now the company, they have to move up fast. Kurt12, they're exactly on that particular spot. Multiple openings will be desired by the side of our raid. They need at least one opening to just rush into that compound. It's not going to be that easy. For sure, when you talk about this kind of shots, they want to make some precise connection. They definitely want to make some precise connection from their end. But Nicasio just holding on, and its position of prestige has been completely exposed right now. They cannot just take any kind of risks to overpeak, because any kind of overpeaking will cost them the opening. But it's getting at CR7, they're coming up and pushing, giving a slam in from a different direction. Might just come up with some pre-nades as well. Prestige is trying to heal himself up, but yes, you can get to see multiple pre-nades has already been planned out, so I don't know how much connection will it make. But for sure, another nade is being pulled off. But before that, they want to get the healings done right on point. Ketan is trying to hold the things off. The pre-nades are still going to happen. ID7, he's got some privilege of this angle to get some openings. But I want to get an angle on Genius Tree, because he's on the terrace. And by getting a terrace angle from the ground level, it's not that easy, or it's not that possible, I really suppose. But the needs are coming exactly on point. Ketan's need will make some connections. Genius Tree goes down, and that's the first opening that I really believe R8 are designing off. The another need won't make any good connection because it was not on the right point where they are seeking for. CR7, you should have gone for at least a need or a Molotov inside the compounds. It would have been one of the most greatest decisions I really suppose it could have turned out to be. There's one player exactly in the ground level. He's trying to make some fallbacks. He wanted to take the fight. He wanted to be a surprise for the side of R8, but it did not happen in the way they planned it to be. As Blixey tried to make and give a surprise, but it turned out to be in a different way, while Magnum will be in a very low HP as well. He's surviving. He's trying to make the things happen the way it should be. But well, the nade, it's not going the way it should be. CR7 is holding with the DBS. Won't make a good connection as of now, but he goes down. The other teammate will come as a cover and will get that kill point, or maybe the knockout from their side, but the SK turn will also go down. Two of the players have been picked off, but Kurt12 will be getting decimated in the hands of R8 Esports, and that's a great start in the northern side of Georgiopol City. They do have a good start, but YaLLa Katan will definitely have the sounds from this side and will try to go for the third parties. But NASR Hammam, he's also dealt a good amount of damage with that nade. The splash damage was really hard for him to bear it out, but Miracle's nade will get the knockout as Major Pride's Dino. He goes down and Numi is already bleeding out, and that's point. Yen's position has already been compromised as well. NASR Esports, they really want to make this opening, they really want to make this start really memorable. But Major Pride, they're dealing multiple casualties. If you talk about that many kind of opportunities and the casualties, if it comes down to this point, it won't be tolerated for a very long time. NASR Esports, they want to make some good connections, but Ali will get Nomi down and confirm this time. When you talk about the only one Esports, are also taking the fight with Ooredoo Thunders on the other compounds in the split areas of Gatka, maybe the Quarry, we can just get it to say. But the only one Esports, when you talk about, they're just trying to make some good connections. 13 teams and 44 players, they're trying to make some good impact. Prestige will be getting picked off by the side of YaLLa, Volt and R8 Esports. They're feeling the pressure, they're getting into some intense situation that they don't desire of. But Major Pride, they're dealing multiple casualties. Modi will be also joining. Triple Esports, after having a great start, they are getting smattered by one. But they have got some retaliation as Lord goes down. Freak will be coming up with some retaliation as Test has been picked off. Ketan will be also getting down by YaLLa, Sai, R8 Esports. They actually got a great start by wiping the entire squad of Kurt12, but eventually at the very same moment, you get to see multiple teams taking up the pick. But now the only one Esports, they might have some good clashes. That's a direct slamming coming from the side of Ooredoo Thunders. It's not a great sign for Alush, but might just get one down as well. He's barely surviving in a very low HP, but the Uzi and the fire rate actually preferred him to get Smoker down. Ooredoo Thunders with all the three man, they have already slammed into this compound. They need some good revival, but will it be possible? The pre-fires, they want to make some good connection. It's not happening the way you want it to be. Alush is trying to heal himself up. Hassan will be in a different direction, but the nade comes up. Only one is barely surviving in a very low HP. Luffy won't be trying to get that revival, but Osama has been demolished by Alush. Luffy's already been picked off. Alush will get another knock as Hamko also goes down. Ooredoo Thunders, they are being very readable right now. And that's not going to be a great sign. The hip fires will come, and Ooredoo Thunders, those who have decided to make a rush, will be getting decimated. And a 1 versus 4. A 1v4 coming up from the side of Alush against Ooredoo Thunders, and a clean swipe by the single lad from the side of the only one Esports. It has been a very, very great privilege for me of seeing so many beautiful clutches in each and every day in the Middle East Pro Scrims. I'm really, really surprised, and you can also get to see I'm really astonished by the performance by each and every player that they're putting it inside this particular Pro Scrims. But more important, Nigma Galaxy as well as Triple Esports, they are in such a place to get in, like, initiate some good fights in the very dead center of this entire circular path. Still, as the game is on, we really have to count up the things. And obviously, when you talk about like 90th minute, Jamaica being that solo survivor, it's great responsibility. Nobody's quite aware of the position where Jamaica is holding, but Geekay, if any of the players just spots Jamaica anyhow, then it will be the very end of 90th minute in a very early note. It won't be that easy for sure. But Kathan goes down by the damage of Play Zone. He will be picked off by Play Zone. And Saif will be getting picked off by Rad. Will be confirmed by Team Rad's players. NASR, they're coming up with some direct slam. Gath goes down. Geekay Esports, they are into some fights as NASR Esports comes up with some direct slam. Batika goes down as well. Humam goes down as well early, and Miracle will have the privilege, but will get some different angles as Ragnar also goes down. Geekay are in a single solo man survival point right now. Miracle has got a pre-nade. Just cooking up in the corner. But Mohammed, I really believe he's in a different directions. N3 will try to go for it with some smokes just to get the revivals done, but NASR Esports, they might just face some good consequences. By 90th minute will be getting decimated in the 12th position. That's a very big blow. NASR Esports are also in the back foot as Geekay, they're overpowering them. Mahmoud's this different angle, they're creating the impact after getting two multiple knockouts, still being failed to get the things to where they want it to be. Miracle is trying to exit up this position. He's quite I believe he has got that idea that I'm not going to escape from this position that easily. It's going to be really tough for me. So it's better to just go around because we need to enter the circle as well. It will be a better decision to just get inside the circle rather than just taking the fight. But now YaLLa Esports will the solo players surviving from their side. Major Pride will be coming from the behind areas. They want to just secure the vehicle. The only one Esports exactly in front of YaLLa Volt. That's a big challenge that's just coming exactly in front of him. If that kind of scenario just pops out, the only one Esports will have the privilege to wipe out the entire squad of YaLLa because there is only a single player surviving from their end. Our CR7 will be getting eliminated by the Play Zone, while NASR Esports also takes an exit, while Vista Gaming will be giving that finishing touch that they did not desire. But with the very moment, Geekay Esports, they also take an exit in the 10th spot without having a single kill point in their favor. That's going to be very, very disappointing from their side. Still 9 teams are remaining, as well as 23 players are still in the lobby. Nigma Galaxy, they do have 2 kill points. They do have a privilege of the height advantage as well. But R8, they're coming from behind areas. You get to see ID7 coming from the back. He's barely surviving around a 50 HP. Freak is going in that direction. Must not try to make any kind of contact or connection to those players because Nigma Galaxy, they're all 4-man stack. Even if you get one player down, the others 3 are definitely going to make a mark and will get you diminished in their favor as well. Nigma Galaxy, they're just trying to go up with the pace. They're just trying to go up and grab some good position for themselves in this particular circle, which is about to get a shrink and will change their scores from a different area. But this particular circle, the next 5th circle, will be very, very much important for all the teams to just determine which area we can just predict the end circle. But that goes up in the areas of east and central side, favoring the side of Nigma Galaxy. They will have a privilege to get and overpower this entire area control that they're holding right now. Not to allow any team will be the main desire for the side of Nigma Galaxy, but the other teams like Cloud21, the only one Esports, as well as Triple Esports, as well as Vista Gaming, will be coming from the back ends, which might be a big threat for the side of Nigma Galaxy at this point right now. But Cloud21, they are in some serious troubles as they have ended the circle. They have got some serious surprises from the side of Nigma Galaxy. It's not going to be that easy to hold up to that position. The only one Esports are also getting some multiple casualties. They cannot enter the circle before eliminating YaLLa Volt. But more importantly, Team Rad is also coming in the corner. YaLLa Volt survival chances for him, it's going to be very, very low. But I really believe that YaLLa Esports won't be surviving for a very long time because the entire squad of Team Rad, they have came along this way. He got one, he got the second one as well. But Team Rad, they had 3 players down as Pride. Major Pride's Yan from the back ends, they are creating those mess for the side of Team Rad, while Yan might just have a chance to get all the 3 kill points. Those, like, they're just lying in front of in the open. He just have to go and push it to that area just to get inside the circle, eradicate all the players of Team Rad, and just get the things what they want it to be. But now the players have been spotted. Another player goes down. That 9 will be the last solo player surviving from their end. He's got an AWM. No, it's not going to be AWM for sure, but now he's got a sniper as well as an M4 with him. He needed a vehicle, he got that vehicle. Now he's going to just head on towards the circle, but barely breathing in a very low HP. Even if he enters the circle, the Wolves are just holding on to the ground, barely managing and surviving till the very end. Team Rad have also managed to enter the circle, while Vista Strovka will be getting finished off by Nigma Galaxy. Team Rad also gets decimated. Nigma Galaxy, they're just trying to make the impact very nicely as R8 Esports also takes an exit. Nigma Galaxy will have all the 4 kill points for themselves. Going for the revivals, what is required from their side as well. But now the only one Esports lying in the open areas, only have just relying on the artificial covers that are being provided by the vehicles. For how long can they just manage it up? Because the nades, they're even kind of splash damages, but still the knockouts will be required by the players. The only one Esports, the only one when you talk about, he's very surviving in very low HP. Ziad has been eliminated. Luffy is still standing still. Illusion needs a revival as well at this point. If you talk about, it's a really risky move. It's a really risky move. The only one. He's barely surviving with the Molotov. It hits them hard and it hits them so well. They got completely decimated. And now even also Major Pride, Jan is keeping the hopes alive for them just to get some good amount of points from this match. 5 total points have been already acquired by the players of Nigma Galaxy. Prof and Modi, Freak and Lord, all the 4 players are still standing still, but Nelia, he will be taken down as Vista Gaming takes an exit in the 5th position. The top 4 teams are in the question. Major Pride will have to take on to the side of Kurt 21. He has to get this 1v2 done in order to survive for a long run, otherwise it will be really difficult. Though they are in the 2-2 split, 2 players inside the circle, 2 players outside, and now still Kurt 21, they have to face the consequences. Triple Esports, they're trying to make the entry inside the circle anyhow. But now as you talk about 4 teams and 11 players are still remaining. Right, Jan, he's just trying to grab the things on point. But when it comes down, it's good. Bertha Shani gets picked off at this moment. And at this very moment, Kurt 21, one of the players, 2 of the players have been picked up. It's not going to be a great sign, though the smokes are up. He's trying to provide as much backup as it could. But Octon as well as Musa will be the 2 players surviving steadily inside the circle. Nigma Galaxy have also got a great spot. Triple Esports, the 2 players, they're trying to manage it up, trying to enter the circle and grab a good spot in order to get the kill points precisely in their favor. But more importantly, when you talk about the shots are getting from all the directions, multiple shots, the multiple sounds you can get to see the shots from multiple directions. All the players are just keeping the mags empty, but Yan will get Octon down there and Kurt 21. They're facing some backlashes, but this will mark the very end for the side of Major Pride, with having only 4 eliminations in this match. The Rock is just waiting. One good nade inside that particular shack will just give them the privilege of what they want. But I'm really afraid that they don't have that kind of things. But yes, there's Hugo. Bardashani also gets picked off. Octon, he's barely surviving. The nades from the side of Kurt 21 that's coming up. And nade will give him good amount of damage. It is not going to make some good connections indeed. Octon is still surviving. We talk about DOD Mad. He was spotted. He will be picked off, and that will mark the end of Triple Esports Road. But Trov also gets picked off and confirmed by the players of K21. Octon will get the finishing blow. Nigma Galaxy, they do have 6 kill points in their favor, but getting more and more will actually add them up in a very, very most desirable position as of now. I really believe that Freak's position has already been compromised. Himodi needs a revival. Lord has to make a move, but Freak, he's just going with the reverse direction. Well, that's a great sight. Not to waste any more time will be the greatest decision that Freak can actually afford it right now. He's got a great driving skills, I have to admit it. But the circle is in the favor of Nigma Galaxy, and right now the players of Code 21, they need to enter the circle. In order to do that, it got a ran over. In this case, it will be getting picked off simultaneously on this basis. But the knockout of Lord can actually create some great impact. The Tesla will be on the run. Hamodi needs to just provide some cover to the side. The Rock will be the cover. Lord's revival is on the go. It needs to be done on a very early basis. Hama and Bardishani. I don't think Bardishani is going to get that revival very soon enough, but cannot go and cannot take the risk. As K21 also loses one of their players, Hama will be the solo player surviving. The nades are coming on point. It should be the game for the side of Nigma Galaxy by any chance. Modi's nade might just make some good connections. Hama is going in that direction. Very surviving in a very 2 HP. This is a big blow to the side of Nigma Galaxy, and will they add the finishing touch to get the winner chicken dinner in their favor, as Nigma Galaxy is coming up with some good comeback. Well, this is the comeback that Nigma Galaxy wanted for a very long time, and this will eventually boost them up. The position might just change, might just be a bit better than what it was in the previous day after the end of day 1, but this day number 2, the match number 2, it goes up in the favor of Nigma Galaxy. That desirable start that they wanted from the very starting of the day, but still the contest is on. Major Pride, they haven't been eliminated on a very early stage, so yes, they have already secured some good amount of points, maybe around 12 to 14 points maybe they have secured. We have to look into that matter as well, but as of now, this is a great game that came up in their side, almost having around, if I'm not wrong, maybe around 8 kill points from their side. Nigma Galaxy, they have managed to get around almost 18, 19, 20, 21, almost 20, 23 points around for themselves in this particular game, and with this 23 points bomber in the overall standings, they might just be closing it up on a very early note. But just checking out the top moments, as usual, we got some early contests between Twisted Minds as well as YaLLa Esports, then Triple Esports as well as 90th minute, many drop clashes, many early contests, but the result is all coming up the same way that we are looking forward to. But we'll have to see, we'll have to just get to know what is going to come up next, but that's the thing that I'm looking forward to. Just check it out, because this eventually will mark up some more and more beautiful endings and maybe some beautiful starts of the entire day. This is the Pro Scrims of Middle East, and you cannot expect anything less from this one. But this one of our raid, they really gave their 101% in wiping out Kurt 12 from this match. But after that, the third party happened and everything did not went the way that R8 wanted. But the Ooredoo Thunders, one by one, the momentum that they are keeping up for their side is just getting shattered, and that's not going to be a great sign for them. But the Only One Esports, a very well played game from their end as well. Though we talk more and more about this kind of things, NASR Esports will be one of the teams just contested about. Ooredoo Thunders, they got the slam in, but still they couldn't manage it up the way they wanted to be. But still, as the game is going on and on, we are here to go up as Pride Yan. We've already got those freaking kill points for their side, as he was just surviving till the very end, creating so much mess for the side of Team Rad. He just single-handedly destroyed the entire momentum that Team Rad has built up for their side, single-handedly getting all the kill points, all the 4 kill points in their favor. It was one of the most memorable sides that any team, any player can actually imagine. But this one, the Only One Esports, they had a revival chance, but Kurt 21 actually spoiled everything up from their side, but he was completely stuck. There was no way he could just manage it up for his side, but one by one, solo players, they got decimated, while the entire game control and the circle control was in the hands of Nigma Galaxy, and they did it so well that there was not a single chance we can question about in this particular day number 2, in the match number 2. There was everything which was exactly on point, I really suppose. Total of 2 players, or maybe the 3 players, single-handedly just managed to get the things right on point. But still, it's something that I really suppose it was a beautiful ending that Nigma Galaxy wanted at the very starting phase of the D2, as we have told about. But it's a 25 bomber game, having total of 10 eliminations, means 10 kill points for themselves in this particular match. They have bounced back to the 3rd spot in the overall standings with a total of 71 points on the board. Nigma Galaxy now, we have seen the winner check in their stats, but we'll be moving forward to the next start as we get to see the match-wise top fraggers. But before that, we're going to see and look out for the MVP. It's going to be Push from the side of Ruthless Esports, having total of 5 eliminations with 71.43 contribution, average eliminations of 2.5. That's a good average if we talk about, but in the MVP rank is way too far behind, but that's not going to be a big factor because you never know. In the MVP rank, you can be anywhere by just playing some of the few games. So, yep, that was a good start indeed with the match-wise fraggers. When you talk about Push, will be on the top with having 5 kill points for himself. Alush will be there with total of 4 kill points for his side. Yen will be there with 4 kill points from his side as well as if you talk about Lord, will have 4 for himself as well as YaLLa. Sai will have 3 for himself, and that marks the very end of the top 5 match fraggers of this match. But when we move on to the next part, that's going to be the match-wise standings. We have to look into that factor, that which are the teams that has delivered the performance that we are quite desired of. Yes, it is a total of 25 points on the board. Nigma Galaxy, they're looking strong and very steady. Code 21 will have 18 on the board for themselves after the end of this second match of the day. Triple Esports will have 17 for themselves from this match, and on the board they've got a good start. I've got 7 eliminations. Then it comes down to the hashtag for Major Pride with 12 on the board, 8 for the Only One Esports, 7 all for Vista and NASR Esports from their end, 6 all for R8 Esports as well as YaLLa Esports, 4 for Team Rad, 2 for 90th Minute. Geekay Esports and Ooredoo Esports will have 1. Same goes for Twisted Minds, and Kurt 12 will not have a single point from this game. So that ends up the match-wise ranking, and now moving forward, we do have the point graph coming up exactly on the point. We'll have a definitely look on that to see what actually it comprises of. And when it comes down to that factor, I really suppose that by this match-wise ranking, many of the teams they've added good points in their overall standings. We will be looking forward to that as well in some time, but that will actually sum up and will add up some more I would say taste in the flavor in the food that they're preparing for themselves. But Nigma Galaxy having total of a great day, 15 total placement points, 10 kill points in the favor. The maximum number of teams, if we talk about NASR Esports, they've got 6 total kill points. That was a good one, but haven't got that much kill points, like position points for them. So only 1 position point for them in this particular match. Same goes for YaLLa as well. So they did have some good amount of kill points, but not that much to get the things right on the track. But more or less the points graph also comes to a very end. But just keeping an eye over the overall NBP, or maybe the overall top fraggers that we're looking forward to, that the players are fighting forward as well. I really want to see which are the players those who have made any changes in the overall top fraggers in the entire Ruthless Middle East Pro Scrims right now, because the Middle East area is just getting heated up with each and every match, as we are seeing, as we are spectating right now, and this continues for a very long time. I really suppose that's not going to be a great sign that everyone actually desires of, because if anybody's thinking that it's good, it's fine, that it's going the same way, but eventually Conquerors Iraq will have 112 on the board. There's no competition that's coming up from any of their side to just beat them out. But yes, that's for sure that one thing we are really looking forward to is going to be Major Pride with 79, but Nigma Galaxy with a comeback on the board with 71 points. The Only One Esports will have 69 points on the board with the hashtag 4 spot. They will be dropped down to 1 position. Triple Esports making a good comeback in the hashtag 5 spot with 62 points. 61 for NASR. YaLLa will be there with 42 points. Kurt 21 will be there with 34 for Kurt 12 as well. In 90th minute, good comeback. They're in the top 10 right now with a total of 33 points on the board. Geekay Esports will be falling down. Same goes for Ooredoo Esports as well. 30 for Geekay, 29 for all of R8 and Ooredoo as well. They've made a really drastic downfall they have faced right now. 23 points on the board for the side of Vista Gaming and Team Rad as well. POWR Esports will have 21 for themselves. 4K Esports will have 17. Same goes for Falcons as well. 15 for Twisted Minds, and Forest Elite will have 14 points on their side. And with that, the match number 7. After the match number 7, this is the overall standings that we can see exactly in front of our screens. And now the teams in the bottom 10 they have to gear it up. They have to create some kind of circumstances so they can just come up and get some good points. But with that, when you talk about the match review, the first match it went in the favor of Conquer Iraq with having 7 kill points and getting a winner with a chicken dinner. The second match and went in the way of Nigma Galaxy, and they managed up to get 10 kill points and they secured it on a very good note. But when it comes down to the next 3 matches, it's going to be Miramar again, in which Group A, B, D and E will be playing, in which Group C will have a small rest. So yep, that's going to be the next phase that we're looking forward to. But I really suppose that match might just come on anyway on a very early basis. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next match of Miramar because we have seen some really good contests in the previous one. This time there will be some group shuffles. If you talk about Group C will have a rest. So in that case Group D will come up. So yep, we will be moving forward to the match directly in a very short span of time, and the countdown will be coming up on the screen in a very short note. But can we just get that particular map? It's going to come up next. It's going to be the map of Miramar. It's going to be the match number 8 that's going to come up next, as we have ended up with the match number 2. So the matches are going on a very fast, on a very smooth and steady way. The players are just getting packed up. They're getting prepared for the matches back to back so that they can just warm up their hands very properly and they can actually get the practice that they desire of. That's a great sign if you talk about from any of the teams. But yes, I'm really looking forward to what will be coming next from the other teams, or maybe from the other side, that I'm really seeing, because as Nigma Galaxy, they've made a comeback. Even when you talk about Conquer Iraq, they will be coming back again in this match. So back to back more of around 3 more matches for them. So you can just say anything can just happen at any moment. Out of this 5 matches, 2 have been done, 3 more matches to go, and 3 consecutive matches for the side of Conquer Iraq in this one as well. So is there any possibility we can see any more chickeness from this team's side? Because the performance this team is delivering is just phenomenal. But ladies and gentlemen, let's fasten your seatbelts, because the flight path is completely a diagonal flight path which is favoring the western side, almost we can say southwestern side, but it's almost in such a way that it actually favor many of the drop locations of maybe the central as the western part and the northern side as well. So won't affect many teams on a very big note, but still many teams can actually face some pretty consequences that they don't desire of. But we'll have to see it. Well, we have to focus it on in the next few minutes. We will get to know which team is going to face some early casualties. But this time, Triple Esports, they have just changed the drop. They have went to the areas of Trailer Park as well as in the areas of Ruins, the exact northwestern side. But La Cabrera, it will be contested by 2 to 3 teams. Well, 90th Esports, 90th minute, will have another drop clash in the map of Miramar as well. When it comes down to the next part, if we talk about like when it is coming on the way that all the teams are taking their respective drop locations, I would just let it say that is, it's going to be like Vista Gaming, the Pride, Major Pride. They're taking a different drop location in the area of Chumasera. Alongside, when you talk about Vista Gaming, you do have a chance of getting into a drop clash with Kurt 12 on the areas of La Drillera. It's a very split drop. You do have a privilege to just take a split drop. Vista Gaming, they might just go and try to go for that areas of Valid and Mar, because it will be completely vacant if you see. So holding on to the back, like some areas which are quite vacant, it's really important for the other teams to make it happen in the way they can have that particular drop advantage if they desire of. But Geekay Esports, on the other hand, when they are in the hearts of Miramar, again, it's going to be the map of Pecado. Geekay won't have any clashes at all. But still, the main thing I'm focusing on, the main thing I'm looking forward to, it's going to be the La Cabrera drop clash, because there's not only one team, but 2 to 3 teams. Forest Elite, they are split over the areas of Creative Fields. But alongside the other teams, it will be a very tough choice, because we can see Geekay looking at the Pecado area. 90th minute will be there in the La Cabrera, facing any one of the teams who are trying to make a contest possible for their end. But now this is not the right time. I really suppose that they should go for 90th minute. They have faced many early casualties. Last 3 games should be proper for their end, from their side, as if they want to make everything possible and with a single flow right on time, they have to be very proper. But as of now, people having a good, if you talk about like people having good points along the board, they have a good privilege, they do have some good chances of creating much more mess. So it's fine. If you talk about it's really pretty fine if you talk about in this kind of scenarios. But Team Rad is exactly in front of them. 90th minute, if they want to take the fight, they have to be really, very much strategical. They have to just strategize this particular entire scenario very precisely, because any move can actually cost them the entire match. Any wrong move. Team Rad always try to go for some planned way attacking or maybe a planned defensive way as well, because 3 players or 2 players, they're playing together. 1 player is always playing on a split way on a different location. But when it comes down, it's Team Rad's Moni and Delhap. You can also get to see all these 2 players. They're trying to hold the things right on the top. You can just get to see some more multiple teams. 90th minute, they will have the entire surroundings, but still that 1 player who's in the behind areas, who's having that upper ridge advantage, will try to just implement some good impact. And if you can make that thing happen, I really suppose it will be a really, really tough thing for 90th minute to just hold on for a very long time. Even when you talk about 5 fingers, he has got a height advantage. And they're trying to make a good impact over his area. Samira goes down. That's the first pick coming from the side of Team Rad. They wanted this opening, though there's all the 4 players, but I can only see 3 of them entirely taking the fight. One might be there in a different split, but still. So that 9, he's just trying to close in up towards the side of 90th minute. He was there from different directions. Sun gets an entire trade that actually Team Rad didn't desire of or didn't expect. But 90th minute, they wanted this kind of openings. But eventually, when you talk about Team Rad, Monir is trying to close up. Would be trying to get that revival as well. And if they can manage it up on a very early, quick basis, that will be a good sign for the side of Team Rad. They don't want to fall apart at this moment after getting the first opening. But as of now, 90th minute, they're closing in. They're trying to come up and they just want to finish the things off as fast as possible. The pre-fast will come and Monir also gets picked off. That's not a great start for the side of Team Rad. They did have a good start. They got some early openings. But as of now, all the players will be taken down and will be finished off one by one. The first blood will be coming in from the side of Sun. From the side of 90th minute. And now they have to make this happen. 90th minute. They need a good match at least to gear themselves up. They're in the top 10. And now they want to be in the top 5 as well. So this is the moment that they're seeking for. And yes, of course, this is the start. This is the moment I'm looking forward to. 19th Samira is just holding on to the points. 2 kill points have been already registered. But when you talk about Samira's HP, is barely breathing right now. Not a great sign with Team Rad. They're down to 2. 90th minute. They do have a man advantage right now with the position of Sadat 9 will be exposed. Nika is trying to make and create some good angles while 5 fingers, he has to change his position. Holding this compound, it's not that easy, but he has a DBS which might just give him a good advantage in this close range fight. DBS will create a big impact that nobody can actually desire of. So you have to just think of what will happen. So that 9 and 5 fingers, 2 of the players just trying to make the things happen properly. So Mira will be there on point. So that 9 and fingers. What is going to be their move? Sadat 9 is good, just getting some multiple shots. He got 1 down, might just get a second one, but won't get a chance. He got 2 players down. Sadat 9, he just tried his level best, but 90th minute, they overpowered them again. 5 fingers will be the last solo player. His position will be exposed as well, if I'm not wrong. But now, a solo player versus, it's a 1 versus 4 situation, not having a great amount of healings with himself as well. Only 1 smoke, and I don't think it's going to be worth it as well. 5 fingers, he's in a really serious trouble. But as of now, 90 Jomika, when you talk about, he's got a height advantage. 5 fingers will be just sitting exactly in the compound, not making any certain moves. 3 kill points. It has been completed by the side of 90th minute, but now they have to go for the rotation. Either you could finish off Team Rad for good, or you just go for the rotation. That should be one of those better decisions, I really suppose, because they have to cover almost a 1,300 meter inside the circle, because the circle actually went in the southern side almost. On the southwestern side, precisely. Vista Gaming, they're also in some collisions with the side of Triple Esports. Triple Esports have already emerged many times in the drop clashes and in the early phases. If we talk about but Five Fingers, this time he's having a DBS as a backup. In any case anything happens, he's not going to compromise anything right now. But now it's the time. If Five Fingers and the company, they want to make some good move, it's the right moment. But I really suppose that 90th minute they're not interested in taking and wasting any more time outside the circle. So I suppose that's a good move. Even Falcons, if you talk about Powerful, he has been picked off by Geekay Esports. They have been demolished one by one. That's not going to be a great sign, but that's for sure. This is a good start. This is really a good start to talk about. But Rad, I'm really looking forward to what's going to come up next. Because that's the main point. That's the main thing that I'm looking forward to as Falcon rushed in this direction. They're trying to make some really impactful game from their side. As Falcons, they've lost one of their players, but still they are determined and they want to just try to grab some good spot for them as well. So we'll have to see what actually admires them at this particular moment. But slowly and gradually, when you talk about the main game that they're looking forward to, but yes, the connections will be made. The Geekay Esports Ragnar, he will be there. Saturn has been picked off. Mehmet will be picked off as well. Two of the players, they have been decimated. Geekay Esports, they're again on the back foot as Falcons. They're overpowering them. Ragnar won't be able to sustain this kind of pressure all alone by himself, but he got one of the players down. Yusuf has been picked off. The covers are just coming up on the point, but not expected. Not expected. The drop shot won't be that much easy, but Ragnar, he comes up with a 1v2, and Falcons, they have been eliminated right now, right on the spot, and that's a really, really big breakthrough when it comes up exactly on this point. It's a brilliant, brilliant banger when it has already appeared. So they have to be very, very much ready about what they are trying to pull off. But as of now, it's just the most important part that they are ruling up. R8 also have ID7 down as well. So they have to look into that, what actually will come next. And as of now, when you talk about a brilliant, brilliant day is just coming on for the side of 4K. As of now, they have to just make things happen. Falcons, and another early elimination will cost them a really big breakthrough. R8 will deal one casualty for sure. Anaconda, he's on the higher ridges. 4K Esports, they don't want to compromise any of the players. They've got a good start. They don't want to lose this momentum at all. R8 Esports, they're in the down the ridge. And this down the ridge disadvantage is costing them one of the players. Not to hold up this position for a very long time should be a greater decision from their end. But as we get to see, it's not going to be a great sign. Not at all. This is not going to be a good decision. If R8 has got an option to back off, I really wish they should go for it. And they should make the thing happen. Even Curve 12, we talked about in the previous match, they didn't take any kind of points. They were not able to collect any single point as well. So it has to be this one. It has to be this game. So if it's not going to turn up in this way, it's going to be really tough. But Triple Esports are trying to push it up. Curve 12, they're in the back foot. The vehicle explosion might just be on the way, but Blix gets that retaliation and Imad goes down. That's a big breakthrough that Triple Esports wanted for a very long time. There are 3 more players. Still, things are not turning up the way that we want it to be, but Bathika goes down. Illusion will be getting that opening for his side. The pre-needs, they want to make those precise connections. Bathika will be finished off by the players of Illusion. NASR Esports will deal some multiple casualties, but this need will get that opening that what push desired of, but entire retaliation need comes up from the side of Curve 12 as well. Nicasio will get pushed down. Imad and Push, both the player needs a revival on a very early node. Team Triple Esports are in the back foot as Curve 12. They can actually charge an up if they want to go for it. One good need can get another opening. 2 kill points very precisely. The needs are coming, but not on the exact point that they desire of. This need has to come up. Easy's just changing up the positions a bit, but still no effect. Not at all as of now. Long range of damages, but the need. Smoke was just a diversion, or maybe a mirage to just divert the enemies towards them. That was a great move from the side of Curve 12, though. If you talk about, they have just changed the position a bit left inside. That position change, they've managed to go up in the compounded areas. That's a good decision. It's a wise decision on the side of Curve 12. They will have some hard compounds and hard covers to take up. just to make some good connection, that's for sure. Curve 12, they might be in a confined position, and Triple Esports, they might have a privilege to just corner them if they are just holding this compound for a very long time. Triple Esports, they might have a chance just to wrap up the entire compound from all the 4 sides. But still, they don't want to engage. But Curve 21, Musa will be getting knocked out with a vehicle explosion around the corners of the entire map. That's not going to be a great sign for the side of Curve 21. Triple Esports push, just rotating. The vehicle sounds will be coming on the point. Nicasio will be there, but Curve 12, they have decided not to engage, and that's going to be a great decision. I really admit it, because it's just the 3rd circle. Though there are multiple teams are still holding, going deeper inside the circle will help Curve 12 even also to hold up some great positions. They need to enter the circle as for sure. They've got the entry point. So we'll try to check it out. Check out the compound more precisely. Even ABDE Esports, when you talk about having lost one of their crucial players, ID7, they're in the back foot for sure, but they do have a chance of bouncing back at any moment. NASR Imam, if you talk about, he's got some visuals over the areas of the cemetery in which you can get to see Conquer Iraq, the players are holding up. It's Reva actually holding up those damaged buildings, but Samira will be getting knocked out by the vehicle explosion as well. Multiple teams taking multiple fights. That's not going to be a wise decision for sure. But NASR Imam, and talk about Test, will be getting Samira picked off. 90th minute will deal some casualties for sure. They've got a good start, and they don't want to actually mess it up at any moment. That's the main thinking that they're actually planning it out right now. NASR Esports, they have got a good start for sure, and now they haven't got a finish point or kill point as of now. But Major Pride, they do have an area of Chumasera. The only one Esports will have around the dead center. If you talk about Major Pride and the only one Esports, they do have privilege of sitting in the center. They will be in the circle shift if I'm not wrong. But there's a chance the circle might just not end up in the areas of Chumasera, and it won't go. It goes in the eastern side, favoring the side of NASR Esports. The only one Esports, Conquer Iraq, as well as Forest Elite as well. Those are in the southern side. They will have the southern side control. Geekay Esports will have a northern side entry as well. But in the meanwhile, Team Rad, they take an exit, and that's going to be a very early exit for sure. The only solo player surviving, but also 98th minute, they are being completely cornered by the players of Triple Esports in this particular place. 13 teams, 48 players still remaining. The shots are being registered as of now. Easy, they're just holding up the ground. They're trying to make the things happen on the way they want it to be. 3 kill points have been registered. 98th minute, the other players are still on the ridge. The vehicles have been spotted for sure. They don't want to mix it up at all, but this is the position Norman Kinoda to get picked up, but Sun's Need will get pushed down there. As we talk about Triple Esports, they might face some backlashes, but you see they do have a height advantage, will get a knockout and will mark the very end of 98th minute of this match. And Triple Esports, they have got a brilliant start on the corner right now. Coming up inside Blakes, if we talk about Geekay Esports, 3 of the players, 4 kill points have been secured. Still a big blow if we talk about. That's a real big blow that I really think it's going to be very much predictable and might not be desirable as well. But still, it's the contest that we're looking forward to. Gath will be there. Curve 21 will be in the contest as well, but now, as of now, we can get to see 12 teams, 41 players are still remaining in the circle. They are still trying to make the things happen the way that we can just call it off. But even this is the point that we desire of. Geekay Esports have got 4 kill points. Definitely a good start. Definitely a head start if I suppose. But more importantly, Geekay don't have one man. Like, if you talk about, they're in a one-man disadvantage. Might just not be that much effective, but for sure, with Major Pride are entering into some fights with the side of Team Triple Esports. They might have some good casualties, but 4K Esports will be around the corners. The deflected nade might just not make some good connection. Flash damage might be there. Cat has been picked off. Saturn and Ragnar, the entire load for the side of team Geekay has been shouldered upon the brilliant players of Saturn, like Saturn and Ragnar. If you talk about 4K Esports, they're trying to make some openings, but still Geekay, they don't want to compromise anything for sure. The smoke path has to be paved for this, for at least Gath to enter in a safer area to get the revival done. Otherwise, it will be really, really pity for that player to just being like bleeding out around the corner. Imad has been picked up as well by Nomi. Major Pride, they're trying to create some good impact, but again, they're getting test down as well as Triple Esports are being shattered one by one. 3 of the kill points have been secured. A Wizard will be stealing some kill points. Definitely, that's not going to be a great time for any of the players of Major Pride. They are being completely, I would say, fooled around the corners because 4K, they're stealing with the third parties. The needs will get some splash damage for sure, but won't make any good connection as of now. They're 3-man. It's a 4 versus 3 situation. The circle has been shifted again towards a different side. POWR will be picked off again. Team Geekay, they're into some serious situation as Gath is dealing some good amount of casualties. They want to just close it out, but this need of Gath will get Wizard down. And that will mark some really some serious situation for the side of 4K Esports. Ali will get Bright Dino out there. R8 Esports CR7 will be completely spotted. And with that, R8 Esports also takes an early elimination. If you talk about in the 12th spot, 11 teams and 35 players are still remaining. And with that, when you talk about Anaconda, they're just creating some more big info. Sprite Yen has been picked off by Ali 21. Wizard needs a revival and he will get that for sure. There's no doubt with that. But Saturn, he is there. Why just get some retaliation as well? But Ragnar, he's trying his level best to just hold it out. But Wizard is there. But Ragnar, he has been picked off again. But with that, even Geekay Esports takes an exit. 4K Wizard is just managed barely to enter the circle. But well, yes, he will be finished, giving the finishing touch. But the play zone is giving a brutal damage as 4K Esports also takes an exit. Triple Esports, they're still in the game with a solo player surviving. But Kurt 12 will be also getting decimated at this point. Major Pride also takes an exit with only 1 kill point in their favor. That's a big blow towards the entire game as Vista Gaming Sunrise won't be able to survive as the only one esports. They will be eliminating them as well. 6 teams, 20 players remaining in the very 5th circle. In a blink of an eye, more than 3 to 4 teams got completely eliminated in this game. The only one esports, they're still in the game with all the intact 4 players. But when you talk about the players of Conquerors Iraq, still the 4 players surviving, and they do have a circle advantage. They want to take the chicken dinner. Their focus is on the chicken dinners of how many matches they play. They're going to take every game in their favor. That's the main motto I really believe they are having right now. Well, I would love to say that's a great motto from their side. Not gonna lie in this moment. But for sure, when you talk about this is the moment that is taking forward. Ziad also has been getting good amount of shots. The booth will be getting picked up. Only one has been picked off again. And now this is the moment that conquers Iraq. They're just coming on the point. They're making some good connections. They're trying to grab some good hold. But as of now, only one will be getting completely knocked out. He needs a revival for sure. But 4 is need. They're around the corners. 2 of the players have been knocked. Will be getting the kill points as well. Ziad is trying to make it good impact. Sasuke's HP is very low as well. Sasuke will be finished off, and with that, 4 lead. They're in some serious trouble as well. Triple Esports has been taken down. Sasuke is holding. He's the one and only player will be getting picked up again, and with that, even 4 lead also gets an elimination with only 3 kill points on the board. 7 kill points on the side of the only one esports. They want to make this game bigger for them. And for that, they need to enter the circle. But getting inside the circle will actually create some more loopholes. Because already, if you talk about Conquerors Iraq, they do have a height advantage. Alongside, it's going to be Kurt 21. They're up against right now. They have to gatekeep in that scenario. The splash damage is getting exactly on the point. But yep, they need to make some good connections. The nades are coming on point, that's for sure. NASR early 21 is also holding up around this church area. Not going to compromise any of the position for sure. Hammam is also trying to close up. Getting inside the circle is the main mode for all the teams. Reva not willing to compromise his position right now. It's going to be very crucial position that Reva is holding. Small bit, inch of a mistake can cost out the entire fight for the side of Conquer Iraq, and coming this far in the top 4, I really don't think that Conquer Iraq will try to mess up the things. The only one Esports, they might just not have a great chance. Kalaga is trying to make some loopholes, trying to make some openings for his team, but not getting any chances because the nade and the utilities are not falling on exact place where it should be. Still trying to mess the things up, but the nades, but it makes a good connection though, where the chances are low, but Groza goes down. This time will be finished off, and now K21 Esports have got the opening, and that's not the way they actually thought that it will turn up. But Octon is holding the nade, might just give a good amount of splash damage. It did make some good amount of damage, but Kalazaga will be also picked off. It's all coming down to the side of Reva as well as Rio. The two of the players surviving from the side of Conquer Iraq will have the entire responsibility, but Hammam also has been picked off as the multiple casualties are being dealt. Ali from a distant hill, he's trying to make some good connections, while Rio, he will have some certain points, will go up and get some knockouts as well from his side. As we talk about, it's Reva trying to make some good impact, will get some good amount of damage as well. And with that, when you talk about K21 Esports takes an elimination in the 4th spot. Conquer Iraq with 2 of the players remaining. They're still in the game, they're in the top 3. They will at least get 12 points from this game, and I really suppose that's going to be one of those. And now, but Rio, he just barely manages to survive. It was an entire black blind spot that the only one Esports were holding. It could have been a big opening if Rio would have completely been knocked out and finished off. NASR Esports are also coming from behind the area as the footsteps are being judged. The multiple utilities will be eventually used, and Reba, he goes down. Rio is barely surviving. The smokes are on for sure, trying to just make an opening, but this time NASR Esports with those utilities will be wiping out Conquer Iraq. The streak of chicken dinners has been broken. But for sure, when you talk about the only one Esports are up against NASR, Ali has got only 5 solo kill points for himself. Definitely the MVP of this match is going in his way. For sure, that's going to be in his way, but he's dealing a good amount of damage and will be picked off this time. Will be getting punished by Ziad, and the only one Esports, they're trying to make some loopholes. Miracle has got a particular advantage. He knows the exact position. The nade might just give him some splash damage, won't be that much effective as well, but Ziad, he knows the exact point. He's just dealing some good amount of damage. Miracle won't be trying to compromise his position, but he's got a Groza in his hand. It's a close range battle for sure, but the nade has been picked off. This nade might just make some good connection, and it is coming exactly on point. Miracle goes down. NASR Esports, they're falling apart one by one. That's not going to be a great sign as well, and that's the finishing touch that's coming from the side of the only one Esports, much needed chicken dinner. The one chicken dinner it came in the previous day of day number 1, and another one just popped out in the day number 2. And with this particular chicken dinner, we can just say it out that yes, this is the start the only one Esports actually wanted, and they have got it very precisely. And with that, we can just say it around. It's a brilliant game, a perfect execution of plan, a perfect execution of each and every fight. And the rotation and the holding spots were completely on point. Nothing could have been better than this. But for sure, this is the moment I'm really looking forward to, as they have got a brilliant chicken dinner. Now they have to focus on multiple things that I'm really looking forward to. The only one Esports, they've got a good start. Nigma Galaxy, they have bounced back. Conquer Iraq, they are in the top 3 if I'm supposed. Yes, it is. They're in the top 3 as well. So if they're in the top 3, they've already secured around 12 to 13 points in this game, and those 13 points what they have secured from this game is going to be very crucial, because they're 112 on the board, more 13 adding up, it's going to be around 125. So getting into 125, it's already they're setting up the benchmark. They're creating more and more buffer between the #1 and #2 spot in the overall standings. Getting into the closer areas will require at least multiple chicken dinners in a single day. Then only any team can actually make that thing happen. But Major Pride, they do have a much more advantage in this case. I would say the cards are not falling exactly on the point where they should be falling up. But still, I would say there are multiple chances that are still left to come up. So we just have to wait, because there are, I would suppose, like 2 more matches to go in this entire day. And we can just get to say some more big things are coming on the way. But talking to the top moments of the game, starting with this particular fight, 98th minute, still a decent start from their side as well in this match number 3. Total match number 8 if we talk about. But more importantly, the main thing that I'm really looking forward, it's going to be Team Rad. They got a very early elimination, like 3 players were already picked off. But when you talk about, it's just the main thing that I'm really looking forward to the next upcoming times, because this is just if it's just the start. 90th minute, they have a good caliber, that's for sure. That's definitely going to be for sure. But on the other hand, when you split it off to the next side, even Geekay Esports dethroned the Falcons from their particular spot, so it's going to be a big blow for them. Falcons are there because they have missed many matches, around 3 matches they have missed, and that will cost them for sure. And also having few early eliminations like this is all part of a game. It's nothing to be blamed of. But when it comes down to the factor where I would say, if you're missing matches, you need to just step up and you need to provide those beautiful comeback matches, at least to grab some good chicken ears. That will be very much crucial. Getting early eliminated in any match, it's just part of a game. But in the next match, you need to have a chicken ear to just bounce back and just recover from that particular early loss. But on the other hand, Triple Esports they have put a really good presence all over the game in the entire match. They had a great presence and they delivered the performance very precisely, to be honest. In each and every fight, their presence was so good. They delivered each and every fight so nicely. They got a good amount of kill points for themselves as well. Couldn't enter the very end circle, but still they managed to grab up some good points in this match number 3 as well. But on the other hand, 4K Esports tried very hard. Geekay got Geekay eliminated. Almost they got a good start, but slowly and gradually everything got shattered away. Wizard, he tried his level best. Play zone damage was there, and from the side, when you talk about, he got a visual of the player of Triple Esports, but he just finished off the things from his side. But one by one, every factor actually played a brilliant role. But Major Pride, they got actually picked off they got shots from multiple ends and they were cornered. And this spray of Alush, I cannot just forget it. Before just going down the ridge, they got some pretty shots connected, and that actually marked up the very end that they desire of. So yeah, we can just say that it was a good connection that anybody can desire of. So yeah, that's going to mark up the very end that I'm looking forward to. But when it comes to the next part, the only one Esports, they got each and every team coming in their way, shattered away, getting all the points that they could secure from this entire day. It was really important, and they got it really very fine. So we can just call it off a day for them, but still one more match to go for the Group A teams in order to just get on the track. But with that, when we will moving forward to this situation that Conquerors Iraq were completely cornered, multiple utilities were used, and at the very same point, the needs made a precise connection. NASR Miracle was trying to just get the things on point, and he tried his level best but couldn't make it up to the mark. But still, when it comes to the winner chicken stats, it will be around like 26 points total has been accumulated by the players of the only one Esports, and they have secured in the second spot in the overall standings. Total of 95 points on the board. That's a really good comeback, and having this game in their favor, I really think that it's going to be really tough for them, for Nigma Galaxy even, to bounce back if they're not getting a good match in the next one. So they have to be really much prepared, because after this one, when we move on to the next MVP, I suppose it should be Ali from the side, but no, it's not. It's going to be Ziad from the side of the only one Esports. We're having 6 eliminations, 54.55% contribution, average eliminations of 2.67, and in the MVP rank, he's ranking in the 3rd spot as of now after the end of match number 8. And that's a great spot to be talked about. But match fraggers is coming exactly on the point. Ziad, Ali 21, Wizard, as well as YVZ3 and Test. They're on the go, 6-5, 3-3-3 respectively. If you talk about Ali, has been if you talk about this player, has been a very consistent player on the MVP rank. But coming down to the overall match ranking, we'll definitely like to look into it and try to grab some info about what's actually happening around the corner. Well, coming down to the match statistics, if you talk about it's a big blow. The only one Esports, when we talk about 26 total points, have been acquired. NASR Esports with 21 on the board. Conquer Iraq will get 12 for sure. Not having that performance, I really believe that Conquer Iraq will be disappointed by themselves. So it wasn't their fault much. The situations were not in their favor in the very end. But in the hashtag for Triple Esports having 11 total points, Kurt 21 will have 10 for them. 4ish Elite will have 9 for them. 7 for 4K, 7 for Geekay. 90th minute will have only 4 points in this game. 2 all for Vista, Major and Kurt 12 in this particular game. R8 Esports Falcons will have 1 point for themselves, while Team Wrath not having a single point from this particular match number 8. But as of now, we will be moving forward to the next points graph. Is it going to come up exactly on our screen to look after that? What are the statistics that we're looking forward to? It has been a tremendous game for sure, but before that we will be looking forward to the overall ranking, where, can you just believe it, 1 match difference. The only one Esports, they climbed up in the 2nd spot. NASR Esports still maintaining their top 3 spot with 82 points on the board. 81 for Major Pride. Triple Esports having 73, they have bounced back, and Nigma Galaxy dropping down to the 6th spot with having 71 points on the board. They have played 1 match less. Same goes for Conquer Iraq, but definitely another match if Nigma Galaxy cannot make it up to their mark, at least at 20 points. If they cannot get a chicken dinner, it will be really tough for them to retain their top 3 spot again. So that has to be in the way that I really suppose it should turn up. The match number 9 will be really, very much important for Nigma Galaxy as well as for the fellow teams as well. So they might have a chance to just establish their side. But we'll have to see. Like we'll have to see the situations and how the way it's turning up. But when it comes down to the second chart, it's Kurt 12, R8, as well as Ooredoo Esports having 36, 30, 29, 25 for Vista, 24 for 4K. 4ish Elite will have 23, as well as Team Wrath. POWR Esports has 21. Falcons again coming down to 19th and with having only 18 on the board. Twisted Minds will have 15, and that will mark the end of the overall ranking after the post-match 8 if we talk about. But next one, it's just popping up. It's going to be match number 9 coming up shortly. But before that, just coming up to the schedule, it's going to be a map of ERANGEL, in which group A, C, D and E will be playing, in which group B will have a rest for 1 match, and they will be coming back in the very last match of this entire day. So with that, we can just get to see that this was one of the most impressive match, I can just call it out. But for sure, when you talk about next map, it's going to be ERANGEL, so default map indeed. And we're gonna look after that, what's gonna come up next, because that's going to be very, very much important. So with that flow and with that particular same flow, it's going to be the map of ERANGEL which will be popping up next. So we may just take a small break and just come up with the very last match, with the 9th match of this entire Middle East Pro Scrims. So till then, just stay tuned on the stream. We will be right back with a very, very short break. Till then, just keep the stream up. Well, we are back again with Ruthless Esports presents Middle East Pro Scrims. It's going to be the day number 2. 3 matches have been done. We are left with 2 more matches in this particular day. So, yeah, it's going to be the map of ERANGEL that is going to come up next, which is going to be the default map. Group B will have a rest in this match. It's going to be Group A, C, D and Group E respectively. It's going to be the last match for the side of Group A. All the teams of Group A will have a rest in the very last match. All the 4 matches for them will be completed. But when it comes down to the next part, what will be the last match? What will be the standings up to the very end of today's day? I'm really eager to know that one for sure. But as we move down slowly and gradually, the things are just turning up in a different way. So we can just actually predict it out, because Nigma Galaxy, as I told earlier, they need a good match at least. If they can get a good match in this one, they might have a chance to just go a bit higher as what they are in position right now. But it's not going to be that easy for sure. It's not going to be that easy because all the other teams, if you talk about like Major Pride, even the Triple Esports, alongside the other teams, they're just putting so much efforts just to stay on the top 3. They are trying their level best to grab that position spot, but one chicken in or maybe 30 bomber for the side of Nigma Galaxy can turn the tables up for their side, but I don't think that's going to happen very easily. Even when you talk about Conquerors Iraq, the performance they are delivering right now, it's tremendous, but slowly and gradually when you talk about, this is the moment that we are seeking forward. But now the next map, it's going to be coming up. It's going to be the map of ERANGEL, and for sure the match number 9, it's going to be very, very interesting for many of the teams. ERANGEL is the map. We might see another drop clash from many of the sides, but eagerly waiting for the right moment to strike in, or maybe the right moment to just get the things under control. But still, it's something that I'm looking forward to, because there's ERANGEL and some of the groups, some of the teams, those who are trying to make the things up. I don't know what's going to happen next, but for sure, when we just look into the map of the previous ERANGELs, there has been many rock clashes, there has been many rotational clashes, but this time in the counter of 10, we're going to move out, ladies and gentlemen, the counter of 3, 2, 1. Let's head on to the flight paths of the match number 9, ERANGEL, which is heading on towards the area where I really believe it's a southern side oriented flight path, because it's going exactly over the areas of POWR and Novorapnoi. And if it's going in the way like that, it's going to be really difficult for sure, because Gaz will be the captain, and it's heading, if I'm not wrong, towards the area of Georgopol. Yes, it is. It's a diagonal flight path, but it keeps going in the area of Severny. Will face consequences for sure, and that's not going to be a great sign, because if this thing is going on and on, well, that's going to give a big blow towards the very end. Even Ooredoo's Hunters, they haven't changed their drop much, but this time, I really believe that 4Rush is not going in that direction. Major Pride will have a chance to just go over the areas of Novorapnoi. Even Team Rad, they're heading towards the areas of POWR. Even when you talk about 4K Esports, they're heading towards the areas of Prison and Lipovka with their usual draw. Vista Gaming, they have to go up to the areas of Yasna Poliana, but I really believe they cannot reach to that particular location without taking the vehicles. It will be a really risky move, but they have secured some of the vehicles, and the circle is going exactly on the northern side. They're in such a position which is not having any kind of advantage or any kind of privilege with the flight paths. So the team have to suffer a bit. They have to suffer not a bit, maybe a bit too much, in order to reach those destinations and grab those spots. So when it comes down to the northern side, already Vista Gaming, Trovka has been picked off. Some early casualties from the side of Vista Gaming, as we are getting to see, as Falcons, they are starting off with some 1 or 2 kill points on their end, but Sunrise can just change the things up or not. We have to look into that factor, but Vista Gaming, they have to just fall back right now. They have secured the vehicles, but focusing on getting some good points will be the main determination, I really believe. the very own spot, Falcon Esports has the rotation they're taking right now, it will be really vulnerable for sure. It has to be really vulnerable for sure. But now, more or less, when we move down to the next part, I would just say that Falcons, they need a good match as well. They have dropped down to 19th position again after getting some early eliminations from all the other matches they have played as of now. Vista Gaming, they do have some early casualties, but where Falcons have got an entire slamming. There's Teardrop holding exactly in the opposite compound. I'm really afraid that Omar is not yet prepared for this drop, because Teardrop, he has got sounds for sure. He's got sound cue for sure that yes, there are some people and the players holding, and definitely even Falcons have got that thing too in their end. But oh, the shots are coming, and that's not going to be a great sign. And oh, Omar, he gets that opening as Teardrop has been picked off. Falcons, they have got the momentum, and they're here to pan it up. They are here to make it a bit more interesting. And for that, they are focusing on to get some more around the corners. Maybe you can get to see some more kill points as Vista Gaming, they loses their second player as well. Big blows going and coming forward. Not a great sign. Not at all a great sign. We cannot call it out. But with this blow, I would really suggest that Falcons would have turned up in a different way. 2 kill points have been secured for sure. That's not going to be a big factor, but Falcons, if they can wipe out Vista Gaming in this very early phase, it will give them a really big blow that Vista Gaming cannot desire off at this stage. Well, and a much needed blow for sure. Even when you talk about Vista Gaming, 2 of the players holding different 2 angles. I don't know for how long they're going to continue this, but they need to come at the conclusion very fast for sure, because if they take a lot of time, I would say it can just be a bit not sufficient for them to hold for this position for a very long time, because they will concede the time, and at the very particular moment they will be shattered away. They don't have a man advantage. They might just get some few picks as well, but will they be able to sustain that for a very long time? That's the main question. If they can manage it up, it's going to be a big factor. But Nicasio will be picked off. Sentry will get a CR7 down as well. Magnum will be picked off again as well. So there are multiple fights happening around the corner. They have to be very precise in that kind of scenario so they don't fall apart. But with that, Vista Gaming, they're trying not to reveal their own position. It will be really helpful in this case. But for now, K12, they've also dealt some casualties, and Nicasio will get the revival for sure. RET Sports will be on the front. In the previous ERANGEL, they were completely overpowered by the players of R8. But Skeleton will be in a split. Magnum will be the one to take the risk, and Skeleton will be getting picked off as well. That's a big opening coming up from their side. For sure, when you talk about, it's not the thing that we're looking forward to, but K12, will they be able to just keep the momentum up the way? Is it going to be a revenge that can just pop up? Because one player has been eliminated, another player has been picked off. Now they're down to 2. K12, they do have a chance at this position when you talk about it. Magnum has got a rush. The Preneas will be making some good connections, but now Prestige will be getting picked off. And now K12, they're retaliating on a very high level note. And now with that R8, they are on a serious back foot, and I really suppose 3 kill points have been secured. ID7, he's still trying to fall back. He got Nicasio down as well, but his HP is really low. I don't think he's going to make a fallback. Maybe RET Esports will be getting eliminated at this spot only. He's coming exactly in the open. Will he spot it up? Might just not make some good connections. Magnum is trying his really level best. But with that particular nade, it might just make some good connection. The nade can actually make some efforts with splash damage as well. But ID7, he's creating the pressure with the DP28. Will get some shots as well. But no, it's not. The connection will make at last as Magnum gives a finishing touch in RET Esports. will be getting eliminated in the very 16th spot, and that's a really good start for the side of 12. And well, this could have been a brilliant nade, but a bit overcooked. Otherwise, YaLLa would have been knocked out for sure. And with this need, but Falcons, what will be your next move? As YaLLa's position is probably completely exposed, as they're trying to close now. Might just try to go with some few shots. Homer still trying to give some good cover fire, but no, it's not. Yusuf goes down. He was not able to provide the cover fire that we desired of, but YaLLa as well as Sunrise will try to create some more pressure on the areas of Falcon, because that's the only motto they've got right now. Have to create some more pressure, have to give up some more pressure, otherwise it will be really difficult. As Vista and YaLLa, when you talk about, they're just creating the main factors. Vista Sunrise has also been picked off. YaLLa being a solo survivor won't be able to give the revival, I really suppose. But yes, the revival procedure has been started. Probably Russia has already got that intel, the entire team. But yes, they have tried to come up, and the revival has been disrupted. Won't get a chance. Another 10 more seconds. But the needs are coming on the point. YaLLa this time is completely covered up from all the sides, and it's not going to be a great sign as YaLLa has dealt a good amount of damage, and Falcons Rashid will be just giving a final touch as Vista Gaming also takes an exit on a different direction. When you talk about, they've also been decimated. Same goes for this one. It's a big blows, multiple big blows. R8, Vista Gaming, both the teams, they have been eliminated till now. It's a 15th spot for sure. 14 teams are remaining. 55 players are still in the game. 2 teams have been eliminated, and that's not going to play a big factor. But Ooredoo Thunders, the way they are rotating right now, they are around the corners of Conqueror Iraq. Conqueror Iraq will definitely try to grab and get a good hold of this position. While 90th minute, Normal will get some more casualties, will get some more picks for his side. They want to create a great impact, and if that impact is going to be very vulnerable for their side, I really believe that Conqueror Iraq will have a privilege to get a good hold. But as of now, the healings are very shortened, and this is the second circle which is about to shrink in on a very short note. It's Reva is in very low HP. He's trying to enter the circle and grab a good spot as the entire circle has been shifted towards the northern side. They will have the main focus on the areas of Yasna for sure. Maybe the Stolber area as well as Seveni. But Twisted Minds as well as YaLLa will miss the areas of Seveni for sure. If the flight path would have favored a bit too much for their side, it could have been anybody's game, but we tried to witness another drop clash in the areas of Seveni, but that didn't happen. But let's see. YaLLa Esports versus Twisted Minds. The head-to-head competition is going on a good level. They're trying to maintain it up very precisely, but this time, I really suppose this circle might just end up in the areas of Yasna, maybe on the side where 4K is holding. Team Murad has got the upper hold of the Stolber upper hills. They are splitting, they're playing with a good split, that's for sure. The only one Esports might have a chance to clash up with 90th minute on the complete open fields in the outskirts of Yasna, Poliana. They try to engage in that area, that will be really, I would say, a very tough call. Because from behind you get to see Conqueror Iraq as well as Ooredoo Thunders coming up the corners. Any moment they can try to go for a third party as well. But YaLLa Esports on the other hand will have some chances to just fight with Geekay Esports on the other corners. Twisted Minds will be there holding the Rozhok Bridge alongside Nigma Galaxy. They are around the corners of Rozhok. They are still trying to gatekeep many of the teams who are trying to cross up the bridge so that they can just collect at least some of those kill points in order to secure a good lead. Because Nigma Galaxy need a good game to just climb up the ladder a bit too much and grab a top 3 or maybe a top 5 spot. Because that top 5 spot will be very much needed. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see for sure. But the circuit shift, I'm really looking forward to. Anything can just happen. Anything can just turn up any way. I'm looking forward to But the main thing I'm focusing on, this is the northern side circle. I really thought that it might just not turn up in the way, but it did actually went to the wave, like favor of 4K Esports. They will be cherishing that, but if they cannot hold that spot precisely, it will be snatched away by any of the teams those are going in that direction. When I talk about Twisted Minds, it's really going forward, and now with that particular flow, with that particular momentum, the only one Esports are also coming up, and now it's maybe YaLLa Esports that facing some consequences with, but no, it's not. It's going to be Conquer Iraq. The players, those are being picked off right now. It's not a good situation. It's not a good sign for Conquer Iraq to hold up, because at this position, the only one Esports, they're trying to make some good angles, and they're trying to pick off the enemies one by one. Yeah, but the amount of sprays he's dealing right now, Alush, it's a better decision just to stay back, as YaLLa Volt has been picked off. Major Pride is taking some fights. Kathan will have the responsibility. Volt goes down. 2 of the players have been picked off. Will be confirmed as well. Kathan is trying to just get the things on the point. Revival has to be done on a very early basis. Kurt 12, many of the players, if you talk about Nicasio, he's there on the upper hills of the warehouse. He's trying to create some good impact, securing 1 kill point. YaLLa Esports won't be trying to just sit down. Dino will be confirmed as well. Shots are being shared, damages are being shared from different directions. Kathan has got a different angle hold, but might just make some good connections, but no, it's not. YaLLa Esports, this position was not a good one to hold up for a very long time. Either you go and rotate up for a different position, though the circle is going in favor of the northern side, it will be really, really vulnerable. But YaLLa Esports, I don't know what will be the next move coming up next. When it comes out next, when we talk about Nigma Galaxy, they're also coming with some very slow rotations. If we talk about now, they have to enter the circle for sure, and they do have to take some good fights in order to just surpass the other teams and come on the top. But they have got Radio Thunders in the back. Hamodi have already got some visuals over that place. Not to go in the open will be the very wise decision, I would say, that Hamodi can actually take. But as of now, the 14 teams, 52 players, they're holding a good spot. Geekay Esports will be on the upper hill. Might just try to make some good connections for sure, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see that if it goes in the way they are looking forward to. But it comes down to Rad. They might just try to make some good connections as well. Falcons, they have lost one of their players. Not lost so now, but he has been knocked out, and I don't think he's going to get a revival soon enough. So that's going to be a finish point for the side of Team Rad as well. Team Falcons cannot afford to lose many of the players on an early basis, but now the finishes might just be the one thing that they're prioritizing on. Gath has been picked off by Freak in 90th minute. They're also under pressure because that 9, the shots they are taking is really, really essential for them. And they're making some good connections as well, for sure. If that thing continues for a very long time, I really suppose that they will fall apart. They will fall apart in 90th minute. Jamaica, I really guess she's strapped out. She's strapped out, and that's not a great sign for his team at all. If he's strapped out for a very long time, it will create a big impact, and eventually it can just break them down apart. Slowly and gradually, Falcons are also feeling that pressure because this is not the desirable start they're looking forward to. But as of now, Team Rad, 5 fingers, they're trying to make a good impact. They're trying to make some good uphold for themselves. But Team Rad has got only 1 kill point. If you talk about Monir, more precisely, he has been picked off. You will get the revival, there's no doubt in that. But the 4th circle is there. It's almost about the shrinking process has been initiated. We will be moving forward to the 5th circle. 126 meters. It's still a distance that Team Rad needs to cover up in order to enter the circle. But Major Pride also takes an exit. YaLLa Volt will be getting Foresh Pomper down there. Foresh Elite also enters into the fighting pits. Well, that's a multiple fights that you actually can see It's coming up. Not a great sign, not at all a great sign, but now Conquerors Iraq, they're facing some backlashes. The momentum has been breaked up. The tabletoppers might just face some brilliant big consequences as of now. It's Reva has been picked off. One of the players have already been decimated on a very early basis. But at this point of time, I'm really looking forward to the next moves that they're planning up right now. YaLLa Esports, they're trying to create the pressure on Conquerors Iraq, as they don't want to create any kind of mess at this moment. 5 kill points have been like taken up, that's for sure. Volt has been Volt is very surviving in a very low HP. Like, it's way too low if you talk about. But still, if they want to make things up, and if they want to take things on a good note and make the things on the proper notes, more precisely to talk about. So I really believe this is the point. This is the thing everybody is desiring of. So, Radmoner getting shots from multiple directions. 4K Esports will have a visual on them, but 19 Jamaica will get Twisted Minds Ragnarok down and confirmed. That's a multiple knockouts that they are facing, but right now Twisted Vigurs will get one of the players of the only one Esports picked off as well. Team Rad will be the radars. The Saturn 9 will be getting knocked out, will be getting confirmed as well. The only one Esports also takes an exit. Vigurs needs to enter the circle, won't get a chance to get the revival done for Aziz. But sooner or later he needed to enter the circle. Not having a good spot to hold on. He need to go in more depth area inside the circle. The buggy is spreading apart, but Falcons will just get a full stop towards the race of Twisted Minds. And with that, Team Rad also takes an exit in this match. Multiple teams taking exit one by one after another. But YaLLa Esports Kaitos, his vehicle's back tire has been already exploded. YaLLa Esports needs to go back to the compound. They left on an early basis, but Yusuf is completely cornered, will be picked off by the players of 4K Esports. Not having any kill points as of now will be the first kill point to Sheriff and Falcon. Falcons are just falling apart. They need to enter the circle at any point. Moody Batch is getting good shots. They're trying to suspect, yes, there is Saturn who's holding exactly this entire particular compound. But Falcons also takes an exit, a total of 7 kill points in their favor. The Molotov might just make some good connection, but Saturn comes out, will be decimated by the players of Nigma Galaxy. Freak has been already finished off of this team. But after that, when this kind of situations arrive, YaLLa Esports, when we talk about the shots are being registered around the corners. This shot, the vehicle explosion will be very much crucial. The shots is going for Elite might be in a serious trouble, but YaLLa Esports, they want to make the things happen on a proper note, because if Forest Elite has to enter the circle, they have to come on foot because their vehicle has been completely shattered away. And on the other hand, Conquerors Iraq, they're creating pressure on Kurt 12, and one way when the players are getting taken down, Nicasio will be the last player surviving. He's trying to enter the circle, but Conquerors Iraq will be getting all the kill points in their favor. But meanwhile, Kurt 12 with 5 kill points, they have been taken down. YaLLa Esports getting all the kill points possible. And Samira will be getting Kalaga down there. Sasuke will be picked off by Volt. YaLLa Esports, they do have a chance to get all the kill points that they desire from the side of Forest Elite. They're outside of the circle. Still now 2 of the players, they are playing in a very 2-2 spread. YaLLa Esports, they do have multiple advantages. Kalaga has been picked off, and Samira goes in the domination mode, having 3 solo kill points. Samira will be completely decimated by the play zone. And with that, in the hashtag 7th position, 19th minute, takes an exit with a total of 4 kill points on their side. Sasuke will be finished off by the players of YaLLa Esports. That's the pressure I'm talking about. The shots are being taken up. Ram is just trying to hold it off. Arum, I don't know what's going to be the next move, but 4K Esports, they need to enter the circle. 2 kill points have been secured by the players of 4K Esports. Ooredoo Thunders, the smoker is still in the game. Lord will get saved down there. Sasuke will be decimated by the play zone, and with that, Forest Elite also takes an exit from this match. We're down to the last 5 teams in this match for sure. But now, as you talk about, Lord gets picked up. Ooredoo Thunders, Hamko will get Lord down, and that's going to be a tragic side. Let's talk about Hamoudi. He's being the last player surviving from their side as well. Ooredoo Thunders, they do have a chance, but slowly and gradually, they also want to enter the circle on a very early basis. This is the position that 4K Esports, they're also holding up. Smoker is there, holding on the back. But when we talk about Hamoudi, he will be picked off. And with that, Nigma Galaxy also takes the exit in the 5th spot with a total of 3 kill points in their favor. And that's a big blow. That's a really big blow as it's coming onto the side. Total of 4 teams, 13 players remaining. This is going to be one of the most interesting circles in this entire Middle East Pro Scrims as of now. Again, yet another time, Conquerors Iraq, they're in the top 4 again. 2 of the players are remaining, Kalaga and Rio, they have been eliminated. YaLLa, Volt, they might just face some splash damage as well. But Kaitos will be finished off. Saif and Volt will be the 2 players, as Katan has been already picked off. This need might just make some good connection. It will make some good connections for sure, but now it's the time. Groza also to try to make some changes in the position. Zard will be there, will get some few amount of shots connected as well. But still, Conquerors Iraq, what will be the next move? What are they planning right now? Well, that need actually made some good connection though. Conquerors Iraq, they're still in the back foot right now. 4 teams remaining, only 2 kill points. The amount of kill points are really very small if you talk about, but Katan and Volt, both the players have been picked off, and with that YaLLa Esports have been completely eliminated with a total of 8 kill points in their favor. Top 3 teams are just surviving. 4K Esports, it should be their game, but they need to enter the circle. Groza goes down. Conquerors Iraq will be in the back foot because there is only one single player who's surviving from their end. But 4K Esports, they want to close enough. Groza goes down. It's Reba will be the solo player surviving, and Aram is just picking up the need. And if that makes a connection, it will be all over for the side of Conquerors Iraq. But Reba is still trying to survive through the smokes he's having right now. The smokes cover, it won't be sufficient for a very long time. But Aram will have some visuals. Reva is coming in the open. It's not a great sign. It's not at all a great sign. Aram has been spotted, will be picked off, and that's a great opening that anybody can desire of. Anaconda will be coming, but from a different end, and it's Ooredoo Thunders who will be the party spoilers. But this time 4K Esports, they're facing the backlash of the Ooredoo Thunders. They're marching up right now. 6 kill points have been secured, but another nade comes in from Osama and gets Wizard down as well. Osama gets a retaliation for sure, but Golden might just have a chance, but no, it's not. Smoker is trying to make the difference count, and right now the damages are being dealt, and 4K Esports will finish up in the second spot, while Ooredoo Thunders, they get another chicken dinner of the day in their favor, and that's interesting game. A total of 7, 8, 9 kill points in their board. What a game it turned out to be from their side, and Ooredoo Thunders, they have to cherish it out. What a brilliant game it turned out. They just waited for the fight of Conquer Iraq as well as the fight of 4K Esports to happen, and they would have gone for the third party scenarios, and they did exactly what they wanted to. YaLLa also got eliminated in the meantime, so they had got the opening that they desired of, and they pulled up the entire game in their favor with a total of 7 kill points. That's a really decent points if we talk about, but the main concern that comes up in my mind is now that this 22 points game, where are they heading right now? They were very close enough. They were very close enough to the top spot, in the top 3 spot, and I really think that with this one, Ooredoo Thunders, what they come back, they needed. They got one. They got a chicken in the previous game, and today's total of 5 matches. Like out of this 4 matches which has been done, they have got 1 chicken in the very, if I'm not wrong, the second and third match. But definitely this another second chicken dinner in the day will get them a big boost that we can just call it off. But let's head on to the top moments for once, and we can have some good, we can actually have the recap of the moments that we might have missed in the total live phase, that we can just get a smart visuals, or we can just recollect it once more and can get a good visuals. But let's just check it out, the top moments of this match number 9. Well, it started off early with the fight with Vista Gaming as well as Falcons. They got a good start, they got a good game for sure in the very first phase, but from that part on, everything is just changing up, everything is just turning up on a different note. But I don't know exactly what's going to come up next, like Aziz, even Vixorus, Twisted Minds, they got completely shut out away. They were completely, the last player was actually confused of what to do or what to not, because when I think it more precisely, like in this kind of scenarios, you get confused in the very end circles. But yeah, Geekay Saturn, he tried his level best to just provide what he could do, but yep, Conquerors Iraq again, not that up to the mark performance that they have the caliber of. They do have to think of what they can actually come up next. So well, we have to see of what is gonna come up next in their particular mind. So, well, let's just see. Let's just hope that we can just get some more thing to just get the things head on, because Conquerors Iraq, they have also good game. Even Reva, he tried his level best to last it up, but for sure it's just the main thing that I'm looking forward to. That 4K, they were just shattered. That particular shot from inside of its Reva actually created the much more, I would say, much needed opening that Ooredoo Thunders required. But after that, when you come down to the stats, it's 24 points game, 9 total kill points they have secured from their position, and a total of in the hashtag 8. It's the point, it's a rank that they're holding up right now. Ooredoo Thunders, definitely they have a good hold. Maybe we can just see that MVP, even with 4 eliminations, with 44.44% of contribution, 1.14 average elimination, not that good enough, but still, being that one smoker actually showcased us that what is he capable of and what not. So we'll have a look for sure, and definitely we can just get to see that this moment the match fraggers, Smoker will have the 4 finishes for their side. But with that flow, if you talk about Hamco, Karam, so like maximum of the players, Falcons will have 190. Well, like that, we can get to see the top 5 fraggers of this particular match. Now heading towards the match-wise standings, we'll have a look for sure that we can get to see. Yes, of course, there's 24 total points. If you talk about 24 total points they have secured, and 17 for 4K Esports as well. YaLLa will get 16 from this game, 13 for Conqueror Iraq. Again, a consistent performance indeed. Nigma Galaxy will get 9 from this match, 9 points, 8 for Falcons. For Rashid will get 7, 6 for 90th minute and Kurt 12. Twisted Minds will have 5, 3 for Team Rad, 2 for Geekay Esports, and only 1 Esports will have 2 for them as well. Major Pride and Vista Gaming and R8 Esports will have 0 points from themselves. So, well, that's not going to be a good performance that we actually did expect from their side. But definitely, we can just say that this is what it was in this match. But more precisely, coming up to the points graph, many teams have got many higher kill points as compared to the position points. YaLLa Esports, if you talk about Falcons, 7 kill points, but only 1 position point. That's a disheartening moment for sure. But still, I would just say that it's something that's more interesting right now. So I would just say that coming out to the overall standings, Conqueror Iraq still maintaining a very good lead, around 22 points, 20 points buffer. Even the only 1 Esports, they're trying to close up on a very good note. They're trying to make a good impact, but still it's a moment of truth that only 1 Esports need a good match. And if Conqueror Iraq wants to maintain this for a very long time, they need to grab another chicken in. NASR Esports with 82, 81 for Major Pride. Nigma Galaxy will have 80, 73 for Triple Esports, 58 for YaLLa, as well as 53 for Ooredoo Esports. Kurt 21 will have 44, 43 for 90th minute as well. They're in the top 10, but coming back to the second chart, and we will have a look that Kurt 12, they are completely dropping out in that kind of scenario. 42 for them, 41 points for 4K Esports. Geekay Esports will have 39, 34 for Rashid as well as R8 Esports for sure. 26 points for Falcons as well as Team Ra. Vista Gaming will have 25, and POWR Esports will have 21 points for themselves, while Twisted Minds, they will have 20 total points for themselves as of now. But with that, we will be ending the overall standings. But with that, when it comes down to the entire schedule, we are left with the last match of the day. There has been a very roller coaster, but Group A, all the matches have been done, and now it's Group B versus Group C versus Group D and versus Group E. So that's the main thing that I'm looking forward to, because this last game will actually give us a good result that what will be the overall standings after the end of today's day number 2 of this Pro Scrims Middle East. So we'll have a look on that for sure. But one thing I'm really looking forward to, it's I would say, will Conquer Iraq maintain their critics till the very end? That's the main question that's coming on the point. But let's see what the last Miramar map actually holds up, because it's going to be the last game. And before that, I really want to predict if anything can happen up from this side of any of the team. Like Conquer Iraq, they are being decimated one by one. The flow that they had, it's not going up to the mark. But, well, I really believe that we just have to wait for some time, maybe for the next match to pop in. So we can just wait for some time. But before that, we can just go for a short break and we'll be right back after that with the very last match of today's day. Well, we are back again with the very last match of the Ruthless Esports Middle East Pro Scrims as of now. It's going to be the very last match, so for sure we do have some interesting stuffs coming up. It's going to be the map of Miramar for sure, one of my favorite maps for sure. I'm really looking forward to, because obviously it's going to be the last match, so it might just create some more impact. Maybe, may not be. We'll have to look into that factor, but for sure, let's head on and let's see that this match number 10, the last match of the entire day number 2. What's gonna come up next? Because if anything is cooking right now, I'm really looking forward to the flight path and the drop clashes, maybe an early contest, maybe some rotation clashes as well. But let's see what is gonna come up next in our phase or in our factor. But one thing I'm gonna predict for sure, that the way that other teams are playing and they are dethroning Conqueror's Iraq from their position, that actually shows us that nothing can be constant other than your performance. You have to be consistent in order to get the things done. But ladies and gentlemen, let's head on to the virtual map of Miramar, in which NASR Humam will be the total flight captain, and if I'm not wrong, Des flight path is heading towards over the areas of southern side, going over the areas of Los Leones. I just end up in the area of ruins, and yes, a completely diagonal flight path. It's a big flight path indeed, but for sure, when you talk about it, it's a very interesting fact that I'm looking forward to, because yes, for sure, this is the moment. There might be some more chances that we can get to see a drop clash, maybe some early contests, some early casualties, maybe some split drops as well. So let's see what's gonna come up next, because for sure I'm really looking forward to that. Many things can actually come up this moment, because obviously at this particular part you get to see like Vista Gaming, they're heading towards the southwestern side around the corners of Chumasera. YaLLa Esports heading as usual on the side of Impala, but K21 as well as I'm looking forward to another team. They do have a clash in the Puerto Parasio area, and now they have already got some casualties as well, so you do have to look into that factor as well. But the circle, it's completely in the center, so none of the teams will have any disadvantage. Every team can have a privilege to enter the circle, whichever the way, whatever the side they want to be in. So that's all for sure. But eventually Puerto Parasio, when you talk about the clashes has been initiated, some of the picks have been taken, but K21, what will be their fate in this match? Okay, so as we talk about, so the clashes have been already started, and in the La Cobra area you also get to see Team Ra, the 98th minute, as well as Forest Elite to take some good fights as well. But then it comes down to the next part where you can get to see some clashes has already been initiated in the Puerto Parasio. So in the Puerto Parasio, if you talk about more precisely, that they have come up and they've got some pretty good points, and maybe with some good points they've also got some good responsibilities popping up the corner. So yeah, with that they have to look into the factor I'm really looking forward to. So well, that's the main thing I'm looking forward, that if that kind of clashes are happening on a very regular notice, so many things can actually happen. So we have to just keep that in mind, and we have to go on. Even in the 90th minute, if you talk about in the previous game, they had got a greater advantage. They wiped out Team Rath on a very early notice. So that's the fact I'm looking forward to in the upcoming matches probably. But 90th minute, what will be the fate in this one? Because this is the last match of the day. Obviously each and every team will try to grab this position and get the things done from their side, but at least it's something that I'm looking forward. It's that Jamaica and the company, it might just happen that in the previous time it was a vice versa, but this time also they've got a opening before Team Rad. They've got one opening. They will be trying to capitalize that kill point as well, but it's a 4 versus 3 scenario. Anything can just happen at this moment. Again, Team Rad, they cannot take any kind of risks, so that's fine. That's really fine, I really suppose. But for sure, when you talk about 9th hit, Samira will have this particular angle, maybe just popping up the corner. So we'll have to wait. We'll just have to wait for the right moment to strike in. But when it comes down to that point, even Triple Esports, when you talk about push, he has been picked off, and K21, two of the players have been taken down. Tess is trying to get those openings for his team, and he's just getting it on the point, and that's really, really much important. Yizzy, Imad, and Tess, these are the three players. Musa, he's being hunted down by the players of Triple Esports right now. They're trying to close in. As Adam 9 will get Samira down there. The footsteps have been judged. 5 fingers will be taken picked off by Normal. So Team Ra, they're falling apart one by one, but Saturn 9 will be confirming Samira as well. 5 fingers will be confirmed by Normal also. Pre-fires have been taken by Yizzy, but yes, there you go. Some kill points have been registered. So there's you can get to see one more player still holding onto the ground. They have got the footstep indeed, but the shots have been taken. Some utilities will be really, very much prioritized in this moment, but it did not went inside. That's unfortunate for the side of Triple Esports for sure. They're trying to make it impactful. They are going to make it impactful for sure. Yizzy, what will be their next move? They want to divert it out. Not going to give any chance to anybody. Because any moment if they're coming close enough, it's not going to be a great call, as Yizzy will get that diversion. What a strategy to create it up. He created the diversion and he got the chance, he got that opening, and with that, they got the third kill point of the game. It's a good start for the side of Triple Esports, but one of the players of K21, he's in the split. And I really don't think that he's going to come up to take the fights. Might just try to grab some kill points from the higher ground. Octan will be the last in solo survivor for the side of K21. Well, we can actually just say that K21 haven't got a great start in the previous Miramar as well, when they faced Triple Esports in the same drop spot. Same result it was. Same goes for Team Rath, but this time they've got 2 retaliations as well. It's coming down to a 2 versus 2 scenario again. So it can be of anybody's side. It can be of anybody's side. So they have to just keep the things up. But with that, when you come down to the next part, 90th minute and Team Rath, this rivalry should just continue for a very long time. Every time Team 90th minute, they are having drop crash in each and every scenario. But yes, the damages are being dealt. Sadat 9, he has got some different angles. He has got 1 kill point for sure, but for how long? He's holding different angles from that position. Sadat 9, he want to create some deep impact. He wants it to change the positions for sure, but couldn't make it to that cause. That 9 wanted to make some good connections. He got a head connection as well, but this time he got punished, and now it's a 1v1 situation. Moner has got a, I would say, an HP advantage for sure, but now he got that really, really big 1v1 done, and with that, Team Raj takes an revenge from the side of 90th minute of the previous match, what they did to them, and with that, a complete revenge comes up, and probably we can also say that yes, of course, they have got a good momentum coming up as well. Falcon Yusuf, if you talk about 14 total teams are just holding R8 Sports. ID7 has been spotted. Powerful will be picked off. Now CS7 is in very close range right now. Yusuf and the company, well, Omar will be also picked off as well. That's not a great sign for the side of Falcons. Again, another early elimination cannot be afforded. Sketten is completely alone. Finding 4K Esports alone, it's going to be a very tough call, but for sure, CS7 will be picked off by Yusuf. Powerful and Omar needs some revival. The needs will be picked off, but this time the pre-nade won't be working. But oh, what a shot it was from the side of Yusuf. He got that player down as well. Falcons, they did the retaliation so well. There was no chance of any casualties, but Sketten was the last of those players surviving. He's got the complete ADS picked up. But in a row, will he be able to smash it out the way they want it to be? No, it's not. And another early elimination for the side of R8. That's not a deceiving sight, to be honest. But that's a certain point that I'm looking forward to. Rad Moner, if you talk about, he's just holding on to the point. Sasuke will be just there. 4K Esports. It's just trying to make some good impact for sure. And along that particular point, Aram, Golden, Wizard and Anaconda, of the 4 players, you can get to see them around those poaching key here. Like, my bad. If we talk about the Picado Hill, they do have a good holding point, and when you get to see the circle is in the center area, it is a good spot to hold up. But this shift have gone to the northern side, favoring the areas of Falcons for sure. They do have a height advantage. 4K Esports might be one of those barriers that I really believe that Falcons needs to overcome, or same goes for vice versa in this case as well. But Nigma Galaxy, if you talk about, they've got a good rotation over the areas of San Martin. They're trying to enter and get a height advantage for them. But Forest Elite, as well as when you talk about Team Rad, they're having a clash on the northwestern side of the entire map, of the entire circle. If you talk about like Conquer Iraq, will have the areas of Minas General, while YaLLa Esports are proceeding from the eastern side of Junkyard. The northern side is completely vacant. If you talk about the Hacienda areas, can still be controlled, but Falcons will have a particular angle if any of the team is trying to hold on and to get the rotations done in that place. So there is much time left. If you talk about, still the game is on and the game will be going on, but 4K Esports, they still have a good chance of just delivering their points maybe more precisely. But 4K Golden, you get to see NASR Esports also popping up in the corner in the height advantage. Maybe they are still way too far from Picado, maybe on a different hill. But teams keeping up their height advantage is a very good thing that they can actually call it off for. Ali is trying to spot it up. He's got some visuals over the areas of Ooredoo Thunders. They're taking the rotations exactly from the eastern side. But Saturn 9 will be getting trashed down by Yatal from the side of Forest Elite. And that's not a great sign for Team Rad. The shots have been taken. The shots will be taken for sure. Ooredoo Thunders, Osama just barely managed to survive with this van. They're trying to make a fallback. Osama, Hassan, they're dealing multiple shots. That's not a great sign. But Thika, you can get to see him. He's around the corners, around like getting the med kits up for himself. Ooredoo Thunders, they're still on a distant hill. They might just try to go for some openings, but that's not going to be a great sign. Thika, he's just getting multiple shots. Smoker has got a visual over that area. Scarrel is 6x he's using right now. NASR Esports, they should go for a fallback right now. That's not a great position to take a fight. Ooredoo Thunders, they do have lower advantage in this fight, in this particular fight, but Ooredoo Thunders, it would have been a very, very foolish move to just stay there. But Team Rad gets eliminated in the very 13th spot, having only 5 kill points for them. They did have a good start, but it was not a good ending that we did actually expect. Well, Falcon Rashad will have some shots over that area. We'll talk about the shots have been done. Falcon Rashad will be picked off by Anaconda as well. The shots have been done. As for now, Omar will be just holding on to the point. 4 kills have been secured for sure. But when you talk about the 3 players who are standing, Falcons are looking forward to grab this match at least in their favor to just get a good outcome. They want to get a good start for sure. But 4K Esports, when you talk about, they're outside of the circle. Team goes for Falcon, but the cover fires are coming indeed from their side. Ooredoo Thunder Smoker will have some privilege over the size of Bathika. But still, when the game is turning on, the game is still going on. It's still the thing that we are looking forward to. The other side also goes down to the play zone, but that's a fight that Falcons are not desiring to engage at this position because Anaconda, he gets one of the players down. Powerful, Yusuf and Rashid will be the 3 players surviving as Falcons. They're coming up with some good retaliation for sure, but won't make any good connection as the Falcons. They're up against Team 4K. They have to be very, very promising at this moment right now. Oman needs a revival. He will be rewarded with that. But Wizard is still in the height advantage. Might just try to fall back from that situation. That's for sure. That's going to be very much alike. But when it comes down, NASR Miracle, he gets down. Vista Gaming, they're in these scenarios. As Ali is the last and solo player surviving, and he's in a distant depth. He's trying to make a fallback, not to get eliminated on a very early note. It won't be a good sign. He still have to travel around 1,000 meters to enter the circle. Vista Gaming's Nelia will be in a very close side. Not to give any footstep or a sound will be a better decision. But now YaLLa, I really think he's got some visuals over this Mirado, and that's not going to be a great sign. Early has been spotted for sure. The shots have been taken. The shots are coming, and early will be finished off. And with that, NASR Esports also takes an exit with 0 kill points in the 12th spot, while Twisted Minds are also into some situations as well. 3 kill points have been secured by Vista Gaming, and on the other hand, Cloud21, Octan being that in a very low HP, he's trying to just manage it out to barely just enter the circle and grab a good spot. Still have to go a very long way. Still have to go a very, very long way. But this HP and not having sufficient healings won't be helping Octan to survive for a very long run. Twisted Minds, they haven't got a good start. Nigma Galaxy playing with 3-man right now. Still taking up Nigma Galaxy Lord if you talk about Roth and Lord. Freak is also there in the corner. Ragnarok, you get to see them. Well, Twisted Minds, if you talk about, I really believe that they do have 2-man disadvantage. 2 players have been shut down as of now, but Dami is just trying to get some good shots on the areas of 4K. But 4K Esports, they have to get inside. They do have, like, they're actually playing in a very big split if you talk about. Wizard is in very close range. Sorry, Wizard is coming up as Golden was in a good close range, but Golden gets a retouch and he gets Dami down there. That's a big opening that I really believe that 4K Esports can get up from this position, as Octan has also got a safe compound for sure just to collect some healings, but won't have a privilege for that. Won't have a time for that because only 2 bandages, 1 energy drink won't let you survive for a very long time. But Falcons and Vista Gaming exactly in front of him. He can just have some visuals, but his HP is on a very critical condition. Kalaga will get some shot and gets Humber down there. Triple Esports will take an exit as Sunrise. He might just not survive, but Falcons will have an entire visual on that particular shot. Sunrise is surviving in a very low HP. Will be picked off again. Powerful's HP was on a critical condition as Falcons, they are up against team of Vista Gaming as of now, being that one solo survivor. YaLLa has got a very much responsibility to carry on his shoulders. But Octan, he gets Trovka down as well. That was a big blow as Vista Gaming, they're down to a single solo player. I really suppose that's not a great sign that they're looking forward to. But yes, they will get some openings. Octan there, he's being that party spoiler for the side of Vista Gaming as well as for the side of Falcons. Rashid's knockout will be a big disaster. YaLLa he's got 1 knockout. Omar has been picked off. Very moment, Russian will be finished off as well. And the blink of an eye, Falcons, they are being shattered away as Yosef and Powerful will be the 2 players surviving for sure. They do have a height advantage. They need to enter the circle on as early as possible. Otherwise, it will be really tough for the other teams to hold on for a very long time. 8 teams, 22 players, they're still surviving. The needs have to be popped up as fast as possible. But for sure, when you talk about this, the 1 versus 1 Octan is really surviving in a very low HP and will be confirmed by Yusuf. 5 solo kill points on a rampage mode. You can talk about Falcons Yusuf. He's going on all out way. Vista's YaLLa will have 2 first hits for himself. Getting a damage outside in the 4th circle. And I don't think it's going to be a wise decision at all. The needs are going exactly on point, but won't make any good connections as of now. Won't give a splash damage itself as well. Falcons are trying to just retaliate from this position, but won't have that much of chances, I really believe. YaLLa still holding on to the back end. If you talk about the sprays are coming on point, getting some good connections over YaLLa. Well, this is not going to make some good moves. Indeed, there are 2 more players just holding on to the grounds. The bandages are being popped up for sure, but Powerful will get the final blow as Vista Gaming also takes an exit. You can get to say that this time Falcons, they're rising with their wings. They're shining and they're flying very high above the clouds. This is the moment that Falcons, they're waiting for a very long time. But YaLLa Esports, they will be under the radar of 4H Elite. They do have the intel that yes, there is a team holding on to that compound. And we have to be very prepared for that kind of situations to happen. Twisted Minds, there are also 2 players surviving as of now. Because Nigma Galaxy, they are exactly in front. They are holding in the circle edges. For how long the San Martin area will be there in the circle, that's going to be a point to discuss about. Well, talking about the circle, if you talk about it's a northern shift, YaLLa Esports, they will be in the central part. But as of now, when you talk about Forest Elite, they have the western side corner. They do have a really good privilege of that western side. They have an entire control if they want to hold it up in a more precise way. Nigma Galaxy, if you talk about, they're holding up. That's for sure. 1 kill point has been covered up. Total of around. You also get to see Ooredoo Thunders also takes an exit. It's a big blow for them as well. After having a winner chicken dinner, getting eliminated in the very 8th spot in the very last match of the day. It's not a great sign for sure, but now Nigma Galaxy, when you talk about a big blow, like Twisted Minds, if you talk about, they're also holding up. Ragnarok will be there in the corners, the sprays will be coming up, Roth will have some privilege, and YaLLa cut twos. Have that privilege, but Forest Elite, 1 by 1, the players are being picked off. Nigma Galaxy, we do have the caliber, but Twisted Minds, they have been completely decimated. But Rovi gets picked off. YaLLa Esports taking the third-party advantages, and they're just taking this opportunities to just capitalize their kill points and just to get some more points that they can just collect out to grab them. Just get their boost in the overall standings. But more or less, when we talk about 4K Esports, around the corners, Nigma Galaxy Freak will have some pretty shots on them. But as of now, Wizard as well as Golden, 2 of the players are just remaining on the point. Falcons powerful. He's holding on that area. There are only 2 solo players. Falcons are playing on a base split. 4K are the 2 players surviving, that's for sure. Wizard and Golden will be the 2 players. They're trying to rotate up and they're trying to enter the circle as fast as possible. But as of now, Yusuf is trying to give some cover fire to Powerful in order to just hold up the place. But I'm really not supposed that what position it will be, because the needs are actually going on point. Freak has been completely knocked and confirmed by YaLLa's Kathan. Splash damages are making good impact, but Yusuf needs to enter the circle as fast as possible. As 4K Esports, they're closing in. Powerful cannot hold this position for a very long time. Yusuf's HP is in a very critical condition. The hip fires. He's trying to make the impact, but smokes is the only virtue that is going to work out. But Wizard, the need makes a good connection. Yusuf anyhow manages to enter the circle, but his HP is on a very critical condition. Only having 14 first aid bandages won't help them. Nigma Galaxy also takes an exit. 9 kill points as of now. Yusuf, 5 solo kill points. Can he make it up to 7? He gets 1 pick. As for now, he might just get another one. He gets the 6. He gets 6 solo kill points. Won't be able to enter the circle in this case, as it will be the very kill point for the side of YaLLa Esports. But what a game it has been showcased up for the side of Falcons. With 10 kill points, they have taken the exit. It all comes down to the final fight. YaLLa Esports versus Conqueror Iraq. 4 versus 4 fight. Which team is going to get this one? As Kathan Spray is making some good connections. Rio is barely breathing in a very low HP. Will have a privilege to just heal himself up. But still, this contest is going to take a lot of time. Though, if you talk about Conqueror's Elite, they are in a heightened disadvantage. But YaLLa Esports, they do have the compound. They do have proper covers, as well as they do have the height advantage for themselves as well. So, coming up to this scenarios, when you talk about in this final match of day number 2, we do expect all the teams to perform really well, and obviously in this last match, Conqueror's Elite, they want to make it up. They want to set another benchmark, and for that they need to grab this winner chicken dinner. It is very required for them. But YaLLa Esports, if you talk about them, they also need this one as well. Both the teams are in a very need of the chicken dinner for sure, but the needs and the utilities are being exchanged from both the ends. Which need, which opening, which team will get the first pick in this 4v4 fight? That's the question to be answered on a very short notice. But as of now, YaLLa Esports, their movements and their, I would say, chances of just trying to get the intel out, it has to be more precise. It has to be more precise for sure. But now they're seeking for an opening at any cost of time. But one good nade that Kathan is just preparing. He got the 2 players down with a blink of an eye. This is not the way that Conqueror Iraq actually wanted the things to happen in their way. The things are just getting messed up. 2 of the players have been picked off. Kaitos with 3 kills. He's on a rampage, but the nades are just coming down on 4th. YaLLa Esports, they're trying to close it up right now. Trying to create some different angles. They're trying to make some good connections as well. Some pre-nades will be done from the side of Conqueror Iraq. We'll get some splash damage as well. But yes, they need to grab some good spots. The Mintel must be there. There has to be a loophole that YaLLa Esports are trying to find out. While if we talk about this particular moment, Conquerors Iraq, they're not in a particular mood to just get the things on the point, but they do have a man disadvantage that they did not seek off. YaLLa Esports, they cannot waste the time, but they also cannot take any risky move. They know it's their game. They cannot go for any overcommitment. They can just create some kinds of distractions or maybe some kind of diversions to divert the mind of YaLLa Esports to another side. But those diversions have to work. Any kind of wrong move from the side of YaLLa Esports can just equalize this entire situation. It's a 60-40 ratio that's coming on the point. The shots are being taken. The positions have been exposed. Kathan's position is still not compromised, I really believe. And that's going to be a very vulnerable point from the side of YaLLa Esports as well. It's a 60-40 ratio. The winner chicken dinner forecast is saying the last match of this day number 2 of Ruthless Esports Middle East Pro Scrims. It's getting intense and heated up as Groza is taking and changing the angle right now. But this nade will make some good connection as Groza is barely beating the pixel HB. I cannot see his HB and Groza goes down. Last player isn't the intel. Kaitos will be just trying to barely survive the best moment. And with that, the winner chicken dinner will go in the favor of YaLLa Esports, a much needed one, but another disappointing game. Being in the second position, Conquerors Iraq will be coming up with this match, but definitely when you talk about this was the last match of the day, but definitely it was one of the most interesting matches that we could have called up for. Well, it was definitely the fate that YaLLa Esports, they managed up with this number of games, this number of kill points, they managed to just convert it out for them. But with that flow, when we talk about, we have seen the entire match number 10 popping up, but we will be moving forward to the top moments of this match in a very short notice, and we'll have a look on those particular moments that we could not witness in the live. Maybe we missed it anyhow, but yes, our production team is just working hard to just correct those kind of moments and to showcase how you are in the highlights or maybe in the top moments after the match. So yes, there you go, it will be coming up right in front of your screen, the top moments of match number 10, which will be precise exactly in front of your screen, starting off with the drop clashes with Team Radha 90th minute, then ending up with the winner chicken dinner of Team YaLLa. Well, this fight, the entire fight, the situations that got converted each and every time, things turned up in a different way. It got up, it definitely got up, and I would just say that it is needed for someone or some time to just bring it up on that moment. And eventually the things, if we talk about it, it has changed very widely. And when you come down to this particular moment, even Vista Gaming and one of the players, if you talk about like K21's Octan, he actually was the party spoiler for many of the teams that nobody desired of. But for sure, when you talk about in this kind of situations, Nigma Galaxy, they're looking forward to just grab some good spots and deliver some good performance. In any case, but they really wanted to make some good performance. They really wanted to make some good impact in the overall performance, in the overall outcome. And they did make some really good game. But Falcons' use of the praise, how much we just give him the credits, it's going to be very low, because this player is deserved to be appreciated. And I really want to know that just have an anti-spam. Just go with the anti-spam for the side of Yusuf on the side of Falcons. But eventually the last fight that they covered up, it was tremendous, and yes, we can actually get to see that a brilliant match come up from the side of YaLLa Esports. 24 points from this match, and in the overall standings they are in the #5 spot, having total of 82 points on the board. That's a big comeback, I would say. And with that flow, we'll move on to the MVP, and it's going to be Falcons Yusuf with 6 total eliminations, 60 points, 60% of contribution with the average eliminations of 1.60. And the MVP rank is in the #22 spot. But Nevertheless, we can just say now that he has done a brilliant game and a brilliant stuff, which is very much required to come up. But match-wise fraggers, when it comes up, Yusuf 6 finishes, Kaitos 5, Monet 3, Nelia 3, as well as Rof 2. And the match-wise fraggers ends with this top 5 performance with a brilliant contribution from each and everyone's end. But when it comes down to the next part of those match-wise standings, we will be looking forward to the teams those have secured how much points in this match. Well, starting off with YaLLa Esports with a total of 24 points, 20 for Falcons, 15 for Conquer Iraq, then 4K for 13. Forest Elite will have 7, Nigma Galaxy will have 7, Ooredoo Esports will have 5, 5 for Vista, Triple Esports, as well as Team Rad as well. 3 points for Kurt 21 and 2 for Twisted Minds, as well as 90th minute. NASR Esports will have 1 point for themselves, while R8 Esports will have no points from this game as well. So when you talk about this kind of thinking, we also get to see YaLLa Esports, they got a good game, but as of now we'll move in forward. We go to the point graph and we'll have a look towards the chart, the graph, that's the buildings are going how much high, which building has got the more potential. But Team Rad, I really wish they could have got a better ending, because having so much good start with 5 kill points, not having a single placement point for themselves, it's a bit disheartening. So we can just say that what we desired, it's the thing that's coming up slowly and gradually for sure. But the head-to-head when it comes up, it's Rio versus Ali, having total of 21 eliminations altogether. 35 and 59 for contribution, 44.44 for Ali as well. This player has got a tremendous potential and simultaneously has created a big impact in the overall contribution of his entire team. MVP rank, it's a #1, #2, and the top 10 MVPs and those are in the race. It's going to be Rio with 21, 20 for Ali, 17 for Groza, 17 for Ziad, 14 for Luffy, as well as Nigma Galaxy's Lord with 13, Nomi with 12, Test with 11, Imad with 11, as well as it's Reva with 11 as well. So there's other 10 MVPs, those are in the race. But when it comes down, it's the most important part that we're looking forward to. But let's just head on and let's just see what we can get to see. But team head-to-head when it comes down, it's the first and second position. It's Conquer Iraq with having 152 on the board. Team Only One Esports with having 97 on the board. There's still a huge difference to just cover up. But both the teams have played 8 matches, but 4 winner chicken dinners from their end as of now, if you get to see. But last but not least, it's the factor that we're looking forward to. This is the overall ranking that we are seeking for. It's Conquer Iraq, the Only One Esports. Nigma Galaxy will be there. Conquer Iraq with 152, 97 for Only One Esports. Nigma Galaxy coming up, retaining the 3rd spot by the end of the day, number 287 on the board. NASR Esports with 83, 82 for YaLLa Esports. Major Pride with 81, 78 for Triple Esports. Ooredoo with Sports with 58, 54 for 4K Esports. Scout 21 Esports with 47 on the board. The first chart ends in here, and moving forward to the second chart, we'll have a look. And well, Falcons, they have made a huge comeback with 46 on the board, 90th minute with 45 on the board. Kurt 12 will have 42, 39 for Geekay Esports, 37 for Forest Elite, 31 for Team Rad, 30 on the board for Vista, as well as R8 Esports, Twisted Minds, and POWR Esports will have 22 and 21 points respectively on the board. And that ends the overall standings of this post-match 10. After all the 10 matches that has been spent, and after almost, we can just say, the half of the matches when it's done, we have seen the entire, even just almost 50% being completed. But now it all comes down to the entire day's summary. You get to see all the matches, 5 matches, 5 different teams took the chicken dinners in today's day. It was an equal performance, but it was a brilliant day that came to a very end, but with some good notes. Some teams rose up high, some teams fell down a bit, positions down. But yes, in some teams lost, there are some teams gains, those who have built it up in today's day. And with that good note, we will be ending today's day number 2 with this last 10 matches. 10 more matches are still left in this entire event, 5 more to go into day number 3. But with that, this is Necros, your caster. We'll be signing off from Ruthless Esports. Till then, tada, bye bye, see ya, and take care and good night.